We live, baby.
Let's go. We
We
here. We here.
we back. We back. TTE Talks episode
Let's go.
19. We took a break last week because life, life.
Life, baby.
Sometimes you gotta
Life always
breathe.
wins.
I'm Soy. That's Vita. You know what I'm saying? See my man's with the. Is that a Hornet shirt?
Yeah, Crown Club, baby.
That's tight.
We got so we got a thing that just started this year with Carolina. It's been like a couple years now. It's the Roaring Riot for the Panthers fans. For this year, they have a Hornets extension called the Crown Club. So you get it. You get hold up, got it right here. Just a, they give you one of these little annual patches.
Oh, that's tight.
Get one of the annual patches. Every home game, there's a bar up the street that fans could go together. Uh, I think you get like one free drink in the bar for having on your shirt or the patch, and then that's where they watch the games at. And then they also have like a tell pre and post game stuff for everybody there. That's why I'm like, I got the shirt to support, but I'm missing out on all the benefits not being there. So, you know what I'm saying? But I got the shirt and can get to post a hashtag with it. So
Man, that's tight.
yeah,
See, Lakers ain't got nothing like that. They just bougie. They just expect everybody got money. Ain't trying to give away no free drinks, no nothing.
Good God, bro.
Man,
LaMelo MVP.
LaMelo MVP for the 82-0 Charlotte Hornets in the
Everybody else is hella
building.
trash though, but LaMelo MVP.
How's Melo doing right now? Let's
I'm not gonna
go to the
lie. I
score.
just turned it like right when you sent the text was right when I was able to finally get the game up and everything. So I'm not seeing nothing but Sabonis already got a 20-point double basically.
Oh my
And
goodness,
so it's
22-7.
yeah, and I don't want
Melo.
to say this. Yeah, I don't want to say this mess already, but it got another. We had Mason Plumlee's not the big man you want, but God, dog, 22 and a half and controlling the boards. What the hell you doing, Plumlee?
Mason
So
Plumlee just letting this man do whatever he wants.
yeah, we got an interior issue.
And it's crazy
I don't
because
know.
Demotis Sabonis is technically the 4 with Miles Turner over there.
Yeah, Ish Smith looks really good though. Like for everything I've seen, like Ish Smith he's the guy I wanted Devontae Graham to be off the bench. Like he really is the guy who I wanted him to be off the bench, but they just, man, I think at some point you got to start to let some of these youth go, and you got to let like Miles, PJ, one of them got to go, and you got to go find a vet.
I'm saying PJ gotta go because he got more baggage with him. You know what I'm saying?
I've been wanting PJ to go, bro. My brother literally messages PJ as often as possible and tells him I'll catch you in Charlotte, bro. Like he just gotta go, bro. But he's got it. Borrego's got a soft spot for him, man. And I don't even think Book Knight got a minute yet, which is like he didn't
Probably,
play. He got to think about not playing rookies, bro.
probably said Duarte
So,
going crazy.
yeah, he is. He was, but he went to like right when I turned it on. I thought they was taking him back to the locker room.
Oh damn! Already?
You know, he's 24.
He's a 24-year-old. Oh, he stayed all
I
four
knew,
years.
I knew he was old, but I didn't think 24 old. I thought he was 22.
Bro, that's Obi Toppin old.
Yeah, it's her like so, but it's a Pacers player though, right? Old, old rookie
That's
that
true.
come
That's
in,
true.
don't have to teach. Like that's the players we like. I say you need to put around LaMelo right now. If you want to, right now we're playing with ceilings, and I don't think you need to play with a ceiling when you have somebody who. One of the things we agree on is going to be one of the best players in the NBA. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah.
Forget,
Absolutely.
yeah, forget risking it on potential. Go get you some guaranteed people and let them run the show.
I ain't- I
Enough of
did.
my Hornets, though. If you don't even want to keep talking, we can. You
I
know
think
what I'm
I
saying?
think that's a good pickup for them having Ish Smith. I mean,
That's
he's not a huge veteran presence, but he's a veteran nonetheless.
yeah. He's the consistency factor. They wanted Devontae Graham to be like he was just gonna turn around and become a you know what I'm saying Lou Williams type dude. We know that's not Devontae.
Yeah.
So
Hey man, we gonna get back to the Hornets. We gonna get back to the
oh
NBA
yeah,
talk for sure. I got my Leah shirt right here. You know what I'm saying?
let's go.
My wife don't like it. I think it's backwards in the video. Anyways, we gonna kick it
Aliyah is
off.
super ugly. I would never ever.
Cataracts.
Yeah.
Uh, we gonna start it off. My this or that 2 weeks ago wasn't all that. So we had the master of this and that. Send me some
Yep.
questions. We got some questions lined up. I'll hook this up.
Let's go. This or that, baby.
So this or that. First one. Have every shirt you ever wear be kind of itchy, or only be able to use one ply toilet paper. Ooh.
As long as the one ply is unlimited, I'll make it too.
Yeah. Right.
As long as the one ply is unlimited, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'll make it too.
Hey, if I can multiple
Yeah,
rap, you know what I'm saying? If I can
yeah,
rap and rap.
right. We good. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Hey, like when
boy.
you go to Costco's or Sam's Club and you got to use it, you be
Man,
like, man, I
and
got
it's
you.
really toilet paper.
Yeah, like you just like, man, this is trash. Like, hey, go grab one out the aisle real quick and bring it in
Man.
here. Heck
Super
no.
rapping. Merciless Kitty said same.
Man, yeah.
Ooh, whoa. As long as it's
Nah.
unlimited, yes. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
All right, the next one
yeah.
is unable to move your body every time it rains, or not be able to stop moving while the sun is out.
When it rains, I sleep when it's raining anyway, or I try to. so, so
Damn.
yeah, yeah.
That's like
I would
doing the
just,
pee pee dance permanently when it's sunny outside.
yeah,
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the rain, with not being able to move your body when it rains.
yeah.
That's so restricting though.
It is
Damn.
because again, like you don't. It like again, I go situational. Like what if you're like driving and it starts raining and you can't move while you're driving? You're like,
Damn.
oh,
I gotta
gonna
pull
honk your
right
horn
over.
with the yeah, gonna honk your horn with the YMCA thing. You know what I'm saying, young man? Like
The
hell no.
YMCA horn. No.
Yeah. No.
All right, so the next one: be inside a porta potty when it's pushed over, or see spiders big enough and smart enough to open doors. Ooh,
Okay,
ooh.
no. Spiders. I throw up when I think about portal potties.
Oh,
If you're
I'm
smart,
scared
hey,
of spiders.
if you're smart enough to do that as a spider, we could box, we could fight, we could shoot it out. You know what I'm saying? And I think if they were smart enough, they would know that this is a threat. Also, no, I'm not doing a portal. I'm not doing a portal potty. I'm not doing a portal potty.
Oh
Uh-uh.
man, I'm so scared of spiders though.
No, I'm not doing a portal potties. I hate portal potties. I despise portal potties with my life. Yeah, nah.
Merciless
Again,
Kitty said, "I'm gonna see that spider, chunk
yeah,
him up."
spider come through the door. Hey, spider come through the door. I'm like, hey, you good? Yeah, you need something? Who knows?
Man,
It's a smart spider. So what if it's a kind spider? Or
it's
what if
gonna
it's
be
like
on
a
one of those.
ratatouille
You know how
spider?
many of my cousins you done stepped on, fool?
Yeah, yeah. But I'm not a spider killer though. You know what I'm saying? I'd be more concerned if it was like an ant. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, all right, yeah, you know what? Y'all deserve to jump me, but I'm not. So if it was that kind of spider, I feel like I could.
Man, I guess I'm gonna have to face my fear and go with that spider too. Then,
I mean, I can't
dang,
do porta potties. I cannot do porta potties.
damn.
I won't even want to bring that up because I don't even want to wish that on nobody on the wheel for whoever lost.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
that might go be on the wheel.
No, it's not gonna be on the wheel because I wouldn't wish that on nobody, bro.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't wish that on
I'm gonna say it's
nobody,
gonna be
bro.
on the wheel, and then I'm gonna end up being last at the end of the season.
I wouldn't wish that. I would argue to not do that.
Oh,
I'm a hard proponent of I don't ever want nobody to do something that I wouldn't do, and I wouldn't want none of you guys to ever have to be in a portal potty when it gets pushed over.
hey man, thank you.
They could be like, "Yo,
Whew.
go in this portal potty or box Tukey." Square up, cuz it is what it is, bro. We
Let's
just
get
gonna
it,
have to let
Tuki.
this. Yeah,
You
we just
about to
have to
go
let
get
this one
these
slide, bro.
hands. You about to go get these hands.
Yeah, bro.
All right, the next one is eat a box of dry spaghetti noodles or 2 cups of uncooked rice. Damn.
Yeah, it's almost like the same thing, though. So then at that point, I'm almost just looking at quantity. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it would be the same thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, if you think about those long spaghetti noodles, they're going to eventually crunch down and be just like rice.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know. That's tough. I'm going to go
At
with the
that point, I'm
noodles.
going with
I'm going to go
quantity.
with the
I
noodles.
think I think I'm gonna go with the noodle. You know what? Nah, I'm gonna go with the rice because you got to crunch the noodles down. The rice you just swallow like Just let me get it out of here. You know what I'm saying? Ugh.
Hey, imagine you imagine all the times you've washed rice and how dirty it is.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
just scoop. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try to get over with that fast.
Bale, where do you find these questions?
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn. All right, so the next one is eat a sandwich made from 4 ingredients in your fridge chosen at random, or eat a sandwich made by a group of your friends from 4 ingredients in your fridge.
No, ain't friends ain't touching nothing.
Yeah, no, hell no.
Yeah, friends ain't touching nothing.
Especially
Nope.
Deuce. Deuce is
Yeah, no,
that
no, no,
dude.
no, no, no,
No.
no, no. Friends ain't touching nothing. Let pick it at random. Friends ain't touching nothing.
I know I got a whole lot of eggs in my fridge right now, so it's gonna be four.
Yeah.
Some of it's gonna be eggs. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm good, nah.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Pick them at random. I'm not letting nobody. Nope.
Whew.
I'm all right.
All right. Every other thought you have to be out loud, or never be alone no matter what you're doing. Ooh. How
Never
not
be
alone
alone.
am I?
Never be alone. Never be alone. I think too many bad things. You know what I'm saying? Think way too many bad things. Never be alone. It just
I'm
is what
I'm
it is.
I'm already never alone, so I guess I'm cool with that one.
Yeah, never be alone. Hey, pervert! Hey, turn around. You know what I'm saying?
Miss Parker, Miss Parker.
Hey, get up out of here, man. Nah.
Oh man,
Never be alone.
Smokey,
Yeah, never be alone.
smoking at
Good.
you.
Yeah, we good. Never be alone. Because nope,
Oh man. All
I
right.
got fired. I get fired 30 minutes into
Oh.
work.
Hey, me too. Especially during morning staff meetings when I be sitting there on mute, like, shut the hell up,
Yeah.
shut
No.
up,
Nope. Yeah, I'm good.
man. All right, I think this is the last one. I might gonna add one. No, we'll let this be the last one. All right, which one has a better career with their teams in this era? So today's era. Dan Marino with the Dolphins or Barry Sanders with the Lions?
Dan Marino with the Dolphins.
Oh, oh,
Tom Brady, if Tom Brady could say he could play the passing game until he's 50 something, and all those Hall of Famers back from Dan Marino's day can say, yeah, the game, like if there's just a unanimous agreement that the game is easier for passing quarterbacks, I'm going to go with the passing quarterback. And so I'm not, and Dan did them numbers back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
man,
So I don't have the highest view of Dan because, again, I didn't see him. But for his numbers to be getting broken now so long after he set them, like, all right, I think I'm gonna go with the quarterback now. I mean, if you want to be realistic, McCaffrey does bury his numbers,
that's true. McCaffrey is, yeah,
and so I almost ask you. I feel like in the equivalent, it's almost like asking you want McCaffrey or you want Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
that's
And
facts.
I think all of us are 100% sure if you can give me a franchise running back or a franchise quarterback, I'm going to take the franchise quarterback every single time.
I'm going with him. What he said. That's my
So
answer too. Dan
yeah,
Marino.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really put no thought into it. I was just like Barry Sanders.
Um, it's the game. The game really has changed, and that's why. And we'll probably run into it with our NFL stuff. Quarterbacks run the league, but it's also why teams won't give up KC being good. Is because you still have this elite quarterback.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
though the base of how good your team is goes off a coach quarterback. You can have the rest of your roster can be absolutely terrible. If you got the coach and quarterback right, you're always going to be viewed as a contender.
that's true. That actually
So
does take us into the NFL talk. We missed week 5. Week 6 just passed, so we're gonna go over both. We'll stay on the Chiefs, I guess, just because they had a notable game 2 weeks ago when they got beat at home by the Buffalo
by the
Bills,
Bills.
36
Yep.
to 20.
Yep.
Just looking at last week's game, and then even or 2 weeks ago, and then even last week's game against Washington, their first half was terrible.
Yeah,
What does that tell you about the Kansas City Chiefs the next few
they're
weeks?
not. They're like so. They've been the team they've been the whole time during the Super Bowl. Their Super Bowl runs. You said they've been down every playoff game. They've been borderline about to lose all these games. They just got all of them random plays. They just was lucky to hit all of them at the exact same time in a frame.
Facts.
Now it's not bouncing your way. You've never had a top defense. You've had again great quarterback, great tight end, great wide receiver. Everybody else is who he is. And I told people when it happened, Kareem Hunt is what made Patrick Mahomes' year so good.
Yo,
Like Kareem, I told him I was like Kareem Hunt is the reason why Patrick Mahomes can succeed. Dude was putting up close to 5 a carry, 1,300 yards. Like, bro, the year he threw 50 TDs, Kareem ran like 6 of them from screen passes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and those
I
little
was
dump
like,
offs, those little
yeah, dump offs.
flick forwards.
Yeah, I'm like Kareem. I'm like, you guys gotta. I'm like, people have to with the Chiefs. Like Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks, and if I to pick one, yeah, I would take Mahomes first. But he's not head over heels over everybody like everybody wants to keep him.
Yeah,
Like,
I
no,
mean,
you're
I mean,
not.
there's definitely some benefit there. Also having Andy Reid, man, like
Yeah,
Andy Reid is just a quarterback whisperer. Like
the what, and that's what we go back to. What quarterback hasn't had a career year under Andy Reid?
facts. Even Michael Vick coming off that,
Michael Vick, Nick Foles, Donovan McNabb, Alex Smith threw for 4,000 yards the year before they moved on to Patrick.
and
There's
we
no
call him a
yeah,
game manager. As a
we
game
call him a
manager, he
game
threw
manager.
4K. That's crazy.
4,000 yards, bro. You have you have Nash with D'Antoni. You have the coach who coaches to his play style and is gonna look like fireworks all the time. The game is literally no different for the Chiefs. You just got people making mistakes like other for every game the Chiefs want to complain about somebody fumbled, the same person from the other team in the game that they won did it.
Yeah.
Now it's just your turn.
So
Remember we go back.
do you think they missed the playoffs with where they're at right
I
now?
actually so now I have to take a step back because remember we have to see the whole picture.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm right, we all still agree. Only Tennessee is coming from the AFC South.
Mm-hmm. Because
Only the win.
KC right now is last in the
Yeah,
AFC West with the
the
Chargers sitting
AFC
at
West.
4-2, the Raiders at 4-2, the Broncos at 3-3, and then the Chiefs last at 3-3.
Yeah,
They don't own the tiebreaker against the Chargers
they don't,
as
and
of right now.
they still got 2 games
And then they have
against
to
the
run
other
into,
team.
and then they're gonna run into the Titans this week, who
Yeah,
showed us a whole lot this last week against the Buffalo
yeah.
Bills.
And the Titans. So like how we say the Cardinals is a team that starts fast, we know the Titans is a team that's going to end fast. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They're going to be a team that at the end of the year has won 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row. Yeah, I mean, they lost to the Jets, which made everybody be like, "Oh, y'all big trash," and got blown out by the Cardinals. But they could be having a much better record than they. I'm not gonna give away the Cardinals win, but the Jets one, I bet you if they ran it back, the Jets would not.
oh yeah,
The Jets would not win that game.
absolutely.
So you have teams who we know were built for the end of the season, and we have teams we know are just starting off hot and who get off to that jump in that lead. So right now, AFC South, Titans clear. No other team is going to come from that. AFC North, you have Baltimore, and what I believe is still the Browns. I'm not going to throw Cincy in there, but still the Browns, right? You
Sitting
got
at three
the
and three, they're last in that division. They
yeah,
also are without Chubb again this week, and I think Kareem Hunt is done for a few weeks. He
yeah,
hurt
yeah,
his
yeah.
foot this last week.
So after they play, I think their next couple games are fairly easier. Like you got Denver Thursday night, and even with Case Keenum, I still think they're capable. I think
They
they
got
got
the
like
Steelers,
Pittsburgh,
yeah, Steelers next
Steelers,
week, and the Bengals the week
um,
following,
Bengals week after.
and the Patriots in week 10. So just over the next 4 weeks, they have very, very, very winnable games.
Very winnable games. Uh, I don't think I'm almost guaranteed Baker's going to be back against Pittsburgh, so I'll give him a dub. Cincinnati in the air, but even if you lose to Cincinnati, you get to run back into them again later
Mm-hmm.
down the line. You can get the tiebreaker, Patriots. So be for real, they can hit these next 4 and everybody be cool. You know what I'm saying? So if you got the Titans, if you got Baltimore and the Browns, if you got San Diego, and right now the Raiders, and you got the AFC East with Dallas, then there's one spot left. And right now, I think KC would get it because of the tiebreakers.
Because right now we got Buffalo on top in the East, Baltimore on top in the North, the Titans on top in the South, which we said they're going to be the only ones coming out, and then the
And that's
Chargers
so
on
that's the
top in the
thing.
West.
Before I had the Pats coming out as the second team.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's even looking like it might just be Buffalo from that division.
Yeah, because they're 4-2, and the Pats are 2-4.
Or maybe Cincy finds a way to get in. And you got 3 from the north, 2 from the east, and one from the south, Titans, 1 from the east, the Bills, 3 from the north, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and then you got San Diego, and as of right now, Oakland would leave KC out.
Yeah. Honestly, I think they miss. I think they miss just with
I
how
think they miss.
bad
I
their
think they miss.
defense is, right?
Yeah.
From top to bottom. They
Yeah.
get no quarterback pressure. They gotta bring extra guys in order to get any type of pressure or even get any penetration into the backfield. That
Yep.
leaves their secondary exposed. Their secondary is not good as it
I get
is.
it.
Aside from Tyrann Mathieu, who's
Again,
covering 1/3 of the field, what do you have beyond him?
they only made the right play at the right time. In all of them games, they just happened to make the stop or get the turnover that they needed as a defense. But those teams that you beat are clearly evolved and better from when you beat them.
Yeah.
And now you're the team that's at the bottom of that. And
Bengals and
so I
Raiders
don't
gonna fall off in the end of the season. Probably said the Bengals and the Raiders gonna fall off in the end of the season.
I actually don't think the Raiders will this year.
I think the Raiders keep some momentum. I don't know about the Bengals. I'm still iffy about the Bengals, even though they are 4-2. We're not gonna give no more love to KC, so we're gonna move on from that subject.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into the Bills. We're gonna stay on the same conference. But looking at the Bills, man, they came off what a lot of people are calling a huge win against the Chiefs. We just call that a win, man. Like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come in Monday Night Football a couple nights ago, and they lose against a Titans team that they look like they got it rolling, man.
They do, because remember, the ball starts with Henry. Tannehill and the rest of them feed off of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about what they look like because I haven't seen too much of them, but we do know when Henry's rolling like that, it makes Tannehill's game way, way better. And Tannehill is a better end of the game quarterback than most people want to admit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not a superb dude, but after Henry done beat you up for 3 quarters and you know just as much that he could run for the 15 yards that they're going to pass for, AJ Brown and Julio's going to start to eat. And that's what they did. And I mean, I seen at the end of the game, Josh Allen kind of slipped on that QB sneak stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they never, it's just one of them plays that's just, it could have went either way.
Yeah,
It really
it's one of those bang bang plays. Like,
yeah,
you slipped, okay, cool.
yeah. So again, I'm not gonna overreact to that because the Titans is not a team that most people are gonna want to see, and plays happen.
So the Bills are who they are, right? They are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
We
agree. Would you say right now, as it's standing, the Bills are the best team in the AFC?
I would say so, yeah. Right? Like they're one play away from getting the first down, possibly taking it into overtime, and maybe even finishing the game off with a touchdown, right? They're one play away. Removing removing that one game, I still think they're the most complete team. Their defense looks great.
I'm not going to penalize you for a week 1 loss to Pittsburgh because it's week 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so clearly since then, we've seen the team evolve. So yeah, I think I would stand right now and say Bills is number 1 team in the AFC.
I would say so. I mean, we talked about their biggest opportunity after the first couple of weeks being you ain't handing the ball off to Zach Moss at all. You need to hand that man the ball. They started to do that a little more. Dawson Knox is playing out of his mind. Right?
Yep.
We still ain't talked about Stefon Diggs at all, which is crazy.
Yep.
Cole Beasley over there. right? So
Yep.
they still got a whole lot of weapons. Josh Allen is a threat on his own, whether it be on the
On
run
his
or in the
own.
pocket.
Yep.
Their
And they got
defense,
and the defensive line they're running 9 deep, man.
yeah.
They
When
they're
there's not a
running
lot
the
of teams that
nine
can
deep
do that.
look. They're doing what the Giants did their Super Bowl year. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're gonna bring consistent pressure with these guys.
Yep.
So
OCU
I'm with that,
Manura,
man.
Michael Strahan, they I agree.
So
The Bills are the favorite right now.
now that we missed a week and we're back in the week 7, so around that midpoint time of the year where we kind of see who's who.
Hmm.
Who you even in no order? If you can't put an order, put it. If not, whatever. Who is your top 5 teams in the AFC?
Ooh, top 5 teams in the AFC. Number one got to be outright the Bills.
Bills.
I gotta put Baltimore up there.
Okay.
Baltimore. Everything that I said that Lamar Jackson was on the hot seat for earlier in the season, I'm
Yep.
gonna come back to that and say that man done evolved.
Yep.
He's doing. Thank you, Harbaugh, for letting this man do what he does. Everything
Yep.
he did at Louisville, he's doing in the
Yep.
NFL, and he's
Agree.
making it look good.
You got
My
Buffalo, Baltimore,
number 3 team got to be the Chargers, sitting at 4-2.
Chargers.
They their defense is butt. I didn't want to say this the first couple of weeks, but their defense is not good.
Yeah.
I think, and it's not that they're lacking talent. They just need to get disciplined. Like discipline needs to get
Yeah.
turned up.
Yeah.
Um, the 4th team I will put in there.
So I would.
I think I'll put the Raiders in there.
So I would agree with you with Buffalo, with Baltimore, and with San Diego. Um, I do think the Raiders have earned the right to be up there, but I think that's where it kind of gets muddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Four or
Is
five.
four whatever. Yeah, 4 or 5, 4 or 5 to 7. I think it starts to get real muddy, and I think you could argue whoever. But again, I still think Tennessee has to be in there.
Yeah,
Again, because I'm not gonna penalize you for losing week 1, and definitely not gonna penalize you for losing week 1 to the Cardinals. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Especially seeing what the Cardinals are now.
Yeah, especially seeing what the Cardinals are now, I'm not gonna penalize you like that. And I believe with Vrabel, who's a Patriots veteran, you know how to be better at the end of the year when you're supposed to be. And so I
Yeah,
would put the Titans up there. And oddly so enough, I would still feel like the Browns should, but they're and it's not even like on a Baker thing. I think like the Browns roster is a really good roster,
hmm,
and I think they're starting to. I think their injuries is hitting them the way we thought the injuries were supposed to hit Baltimore.
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So
I don't know why I'm gonna say this, but I could, in that muddy area. I think Titans are clear 4, right? So 5 through 7 will probably be that muddy area. The
yeah,
Bengals are making a case.
Bengals are really making a case, and I haven't watched them enough defensively to be like, do I know what y'all are defensively? I do know Burrow and Chase are doing their thing because he's one of the top. Like his yards per catch is crazy. Like they really don't miss on deep passes when they get the chance.
Yeah,
So I will put the Raiders there, the Chargers. Again, in that other area, KC would still be there off the strength of coach and quarterback alone.
hmm,
In that area with Cincinnati and with Cleveland. Because then after that, everybody else, I'm kind of like, now if you tell me, if you was to look me in my eyes right now, want to tell me Deshaun Watson was to get to Miami and was to be eligible to play sometime in this year, he could catapult that team.
he could. They're 1-5 right now. And I think the reason they let Tua go crazy and throw the ball like a mug last week is to show, hey, look, he's healthy.
Yep. Yep.
Y'all should come and get this man. Let us
Yep.
have Deshaun Watson. Y'all don't want him.
I was very impressed. Hey, I was very impressed with Trevor Lawrence when I watched his game.
Yeah?
Because, there was a London game. So, I was able to actually see him. And the undrafted running back they got, Robinson, again, there's no bad running backs in the league. This dude's really good. That dude's really good. And Trevor Lawrence is bro, he's everything you think he would be. Like you understand why everybody says this. But you got Urban Meyer, you got a lot of things he's still working through.
You got
So again,
Jacksonville.
yeah. So even so like my it goes back to me having to double check myself coming to the podium. Is like this dude really might get suffocated by circumstance and have everything around him kill how good his career could be.
Yeah, I think first and foremost next year, I think Urban Meyer's gone. I think he ends up taking the USC job, especially because of that whole scandal come out. I think he's gonna
Yeah.
finish out the year just because his
Yep.
ego's not gonna let him quit, right?
Yep.
And then they're gonna agree to part ways at the end of the year, and he's gonna go to USC because that job
Yep.
has been calling him.
Yep.
Bali said
And
Tua is the Daniel Jones of the AFC. That's tough. Don't do my man's like that.
LSU. Hey, Daniel Jones low key been looking pretty cool though, like on some things.
Yeah, Daniel
But
Jones is nice. He just plays in New York, like
he might get another chance next year.
maybe.
Who knows? He might get an extension after what he could possibly do to me this week.
Man,
Yeah,
don't y'all get Stephon Gilmore this week, right?
he's technically off the pup list.
Stephon Gilmore, y'all got AJ Bouye back there. I think y'all will be
Yeah.
good. I think after
Oh,
everything that happened last
if
week,
you
man.
was to sit here and to tell me 100% healthy secondary, I believe my team can line up with anybody.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
And people was like CJ Henderson to trade for CJ Henderson. I don't even like Henderson. We got that fifth round dude Keith Taylor, and he got to go up against Jefferson and Thielen, and dude was putting in work. Like it's man, look, our offense is so goddamn trash, man. We give people way more chances than they should have, man. And
There's a couple of
so
times I think this fool Sam Darnold is so torn sometimes where I see him scrambling and you can see it. You can see the look on his face. I should run this, but let me
yeah.
throw it. There's 10 yards in front of me, but I'm going to
Ooh, so
throw
you've been
this.
reading my mind? You've been reading my mind? Hey, so on the
Just
two
watching the
drives
last game, bro. I was sitting there
on,
looking. I was like, what is he doing? There's 7 yards in
on
front of you.
man, on the two drives we came back,
Mm-hmm.
he actually used his legs on the drive.
Yeah.
Like Sam, go pick up five. Go pick up three. You know what I'm saying? He just go do it, bro. And he like I think if he would like, bro, just go use your legs, man. You don't throw that damn good, man.
Yeah.
Go use your legs, man.
That opened up
Go use
everything
your
for
legs.
him though. Like
Yeah, it
if you
did.
seen every play after that, they ended up leaving a linebacker as a spy
Even a
because you
linebacker.
have to.
Because you have to. There was like a specific play that me and Deuce was talking about. He threw and it was a good. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a dime. It was a very catchable ball in a tough spot to Tommy Tremble.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look, the linebacker looks at Sam, looks at the first down marker, and then he bails out to Tremble. And I'm like, yo, Sam, that was 10 yards in front of you. You could have went and picked that up, got the first down, and moved on. I just really hope that they tell this man, hey, start using your legs. Because again, when he uses his legs, he's much more athletic. You know what? And I'm not even gonna say him. I think a lot of quarterbacks now are way more athletic than
Oh
what we're
yeah.
used to, and a lot of them are way more capable. And again, we can't expect everybody to throw them dots because it really does. And I don't even think you're born with it. I think you really have to train that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because Manning wasn't throwing with that type of anticipation when he came into the league. You
Oh
know what I'm
no.
saying?
His first
That's
2 years he was
yeah,
butt.
yeah. You have to train that. You have to know that. Like that's something that it takes a Brady or Rogers to have to do. I don't say Mahomes because I don't think Mahomes throws with that much anticipation.
I don't
I
think he
think he
does it.
just
I think he just has the arm strength to get it there.
he has the arm strength, and I think again, Andy schemed some great things and all of that. But if you traded Patrick Mahomes and Mitch Trubisky and sent Patrick Mahomes to Chicago, told you fools Jay Cutler.
Plus, I mean, if
So
let's really break down a lot of his big plays or more than 10 to 15 yards. There's only a corner within 3 to 6 yards of him of
yeah,
every
yeah,
receiver, and all of
yeah.
those plays come on crossing routes. You don't ever see this fool throw
Crossing
no
routes.
dots in the middle unless it's the Travis Kelsey boxing somebody out. Like,
Yep. So there was like one play I remember the one I showed y'all, the one where he fakes the jet sweep, rolls out left, turns back right, and then hits Kelsey
mhm.
going the other way. All scheme. You know what I'm saying? even though he threw it on the move, even though he didn't have to, that's a schemed up play that opens a window. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? If you tell
Because
me,
when the flow's going left, as
yeah,
a
when the flow's
defense, you're
going,
gonna go with the flow.
you're gonna go with the flow. So again, I dude's an amazing talent, and I do think that there's certain things that only certain people can do because I really believe that has to be learned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's something that anybody's born with. You really have, because only the legends we know do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Tom
So
Brady, Drew Brees,
Drew
Peyton
Brees,
Manning.
Peyton Manning. So like I remember, I think the first time I actually ever seen somebody throw an anticipation and actually knew what it meant was a Flacco did it to a tight end. And like it
Yep.
was a
To
double,
Todd
it was
Heat.
like a double, yeah, it was like a double route, and then like Todd Heat just cut left, and he threw it between the safety, and boom, Todd Heat turns, and it's like right there, and I was like what the like what the hell? I'm like how? And then that's when I learned you can't defend a perfect pass. You
Yeah.
can't defend you can't defend it.
You could
So
tell too because nowadays, how many back shoulder throws have you really seen this year?
not
There's
many,
there's so
actually
many
not
there's
too
so
many.
many there's so many new quarterbacks in different systems or quarterbacks
Yeah,
in different systems where the schemes don't fit that. Aaron Rodgers
nope.
can throw a damn back shoulder pass to Randall Cobb in his
Aaron
sleep,
Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers is the goat of it.
right? But
Aaron
and
Rodgers,
if you think about it, there haven't
I used
been
to hate
those,
watching him do. Yeah, I used to hate when I saw him do that. Cause I
especially
was like, how
with
does
Jordy Nelson.
stop? Volley! Two of them volley!
He's
Up
th-
your
he's
hiney!
throwing. Listen, he's throwing it at the corner's back,
Corner's back.
and the receiver just knows at that moment
It's a nose.
to stop, turn around. It's like what?
Yeah.
What?
That's something that can only be done if you have the time, you have the maturity, you have the awareness. Because again, I don't think I'm not well. Kirk Cousins and Thielen kind of did that
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm.
week, and you were kind of like, damn, only two vets could do that. Only
Yeah.
two vets who knew what was really happening could do that.
He tried to
And
do it
again,
twice with Justin Jefferson,
but
but
it didn't
Justin
work.
Jefferson, yeah, he didn't turn around in time.
Yeah.
But
So
that's the AFC. We're gonna if we move into the NFC, we had a huge loss, big injury with the Seattle Seahawks. We have our internal Seahawk fan,
yep.
Sefa. But Russ went down last week or week 5, excuse me. Went down in week 5 mid game against the Cardinals.
Tough.
They lost. Geno Smith started this week, and they were surprisingly in that game.
So yeah. So I'm not, and to go ahead and address that. Seahawks reaching out to Cam is a good thought, but Geno's just fine. Your
Yeah,
team's not going to be no better with Cam than it already is with Geno.
for 3
Cam's not going
weeks.
to, yeah, for three. Because again, by the time Cam even gets acclimated, Russell's back, and there's nothing you're going to do about it. Now, if you just want to do some sexy stuff with that down the line, do it. You know what I'm saying? You could put Cam and Russell in the backfield and be like, yo, we got to fake a run game so we can, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it look like we're going to do something, whatever.
Chris
Like,
Carson's on IR and Alex
yeah,
Collins is
yeah. So, it's tough because Seattle was a team that I had taking like the 7th seed
mhm.
when we had talked early. I think Russ missing this many games might put them too far in the hole. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like the NFC is getting very top heavy now. It's forming itself to be top heavy.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, it is. It really
So we,
is.
it's going much more top heavier faster than I think we all expected. So if I can go back to what we said, the Bucks is the Bucks, right?
Mhm.
Bucks is the Bucks. The Packers are the Packers.
Mhm.
The
Both sitting at
Rams
5
are
and 1.
both sitting at 5-1. The Rams are pretty much who we thought they were gonna be.
5 and 1.
Um, the Cardinals is more than what we thought they were gonna be.
Yep. 6 and 0, the only undefeated team in the NFL right now.
Only undefeated team, and Kyler's killing it. Whole team is killing it.
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys. So let me talk about the Cowboys real quick. I think the Cowboys are so great right now because they have control.
Yeah.
There's no aspect of the game where I feel like the entire team is aware. I don't think none of that is due to Mike McCarthy though. Because I
Same.
think Mike McCarthy,
Same.
Mike McCarthy almost lost in the Pats game. Mike McCarthy almost lost them the Chargers game. You know what I'm saying?
Chargers beat
Kelly
themselves that game.
Chargers beat themselves. Kellen Moore is a fire play caller,
That
right?
man.
Kellen Moore is a fire play caller. So I think right now, every situation and every circumstance, Dallas has an answer for. And a lot of people are trying to make it sound like they're being extremely explosive. Like, you can't make a mistake with them offensively.
Yeah.
And then on the point with Trayvon Diggs, he's having an outstanding defensive player of the year type of
Man,
year,
special.
right? But it's one of those years where it's like next year he could have 2 picks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's not a play style when I'm looking at him and I'm like, this is Revis Island shutdown. To me, this is very Marcus Peters type. Like, he's just getting all the picks because he's got great hands and he's a great playmaker. You know what I'm saying?
You see the very next play after the pick six, he got beat on a double move by
Got
Kendrick
beat.
Bourne.
He got beat. You know what I'm saying?
And that's Bill Belichick special. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you want to jump on these? Say
Yeah.
less.
Exactly. And so let me not sound disrespectful. Trayvon Diggs is a great, great corner. When people want to talk about, oh, he's the best in the league. No, Xavier Howard had 10 picks last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he went screaming for money, and now he fell in line.
Exactly.
And he ain't doing nothing.
And he's not even playing. He's hurt. So right now, if you ask me, yes, Trayvon Diggs is Defensive Player of the Year because you don't disrespect having a year like this. But I'm not about to put you up there with a Jair Alexander or with a Jalen Ramsey or all of that. Yeah, like I'm not about to do none of that.
There was this pick that ESPN put together where they call it Diggs Island.
I would go. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
How can you dig it? Diggs Island is absolutely trash. Yeah, nah, I'm not with Diggs Island. But it's not. None of us should perceive Trayvon Diggs to be that guy, because again, he really is giving up a lot. So Dallas has great control right now. I think Dallas has, and they're missing Lawrence, but a lot of teams is missing a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
I would stand right here before week 8 and say if there's a couple people that's favorites, they should be considered one. But I don't think nobody is an outright clear favorite right now.
Yeah, especially in the NFC. I think
Yeah.
The biggest blessing to the Dallas Cowboys this year has been Tony Pollard. Ain't nobody gonna talk about him, but the fact that you ain't got to give Zeke the ball 25 times and expect him to go and do Derrick Henry numbers, and you can give the other half of those carries to Tony Pollard and get the same production and throw him the ball.
Yep.
Opens up everything. That's why CeeDee Lamb is having a great year. Amari Cooper is Amari Cooper. You still got Michael Gallup out there.
The tight end group is playing really good.
Yeah.
The tight ends are playing really good too. I haven't seen too much of Arizona, but Arizona's snapping. You know what I'm saying? When I
ain't got Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz isn't a next week after player. Zach Ertz is. You get ready for the playoffs. Like, we're gonna get there. We're gonna have stuff ready in the bag for Zach Ertz because they're not even really using Larry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Larry Fitz is just kind of chilling. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for the sake of him, I would love for him to get a ring. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want him to. You know what I'm saying? I still got hope for my team. Whatever. But Green Bay is Green Bay because, again, we all know when you got the quarterback-coach relationship is where it starts at. So I'm there with them on that. The Bucks will only get healthier.
What's crazy is Tom Brady is having a career year. I can't believe I'm saying that, but Tom Brady's having a career year. At this point, it's like, are you even surprised anymore? Right? Like,
nah, I'm not. I'm not because of the context of he's been a mastermind in the game. Is benefited to the QB position, and they literally look like some offensive series, like they're just having practice. So even when games are close, it's like Dallas. They have control. There's no situation. There's no nothing that you're going to throw at them that's going to shock you. Well, they lost to the Rams. two things are similar in their loss to the Rams and the Rams loss to the Cardinals. The other team just happened to get up quick.
Yeah.
You made a turnover, you made a 3-and-out, and the other team just went up by 2 possessions quick. And then the gap just kind of stayed right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Bucks is missing a good amount of people too. You know? And so I'm not gonna they're playing with control. When you go into a situation and you know a team offensively, they got it under control, cool. The defense is breaking down only because when we last saw the defense in the playoffs, everybody on the D line was playing at a high level. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Across the board.
Only
JPP, Vita Vea,
Vita
everybody.
Vea still playing at a high level. Everybody else is kind of toned down a little bit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When they got to the playoffs, they did it against Green Bay. And it was the only reason why I believe they were successful. They literally only sent 4 people and was getting pressured. We know you can't do that with everybody, and they did the same thing against Kansas City. So I honestly think they're just slow playing it, keeping their guys healthy as fresh as possible for the playoffs, and getting as healthy as they can on that end, which is a very good thing to do.
And it's scary to say. You know what I'm saying? Like it's scary to say that and
Oof,
not just
it's you,
Tampa,
fool.
but the
It's you.
Rams.
It's you. It's like the Lakers. We don't care about this one right now. We're just trying to wait till we get here. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
it's like
I'm
we're waiting
I'm
until week
jealous of you
12.
guys. I'm jealous of you guys. Because look, my team's up by 1 now, but I have to panic in these moments. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to panic in these moments because you know this is how it goes. This is what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are using the season as chipping blocks. Like, we got to work on this. We got to work on that. I'm using the season as, you might not be here next year, guys. So with teams like that, with Green Bay, with Tampa Bay, like the Rams, you're just like, okay, they're really getting stuff together.
Yeah.
There's some, it's crazy. There's some things they want you to see on film so that you have it for the playoffs, so they can use it against you.
That's wild to me. Like
Yeah.
the fact that that's what it is. Bala said Tom Brady has the best weapons in the league. It's only getting better for him. Ooh, that's
Okay, so
bold.
so I'm gonna push
That's
back on
bold.
that
I don't
because is
believe it,
Mike
but it's
Evans
bold.
is they're good, but you really want to say that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Leonard Fournette?
Cameron Braid, Leonard
You
Fournette,
really tell
Ronald
me you can't
Jones.
think of a better group than that?
Off top, the Dallas Cowboys.
CeeDee Lamb,
CeeDee
Mari Cooper,
Lamb, Mark
Zeke
Cooper, Zeke,
Pollard,
Tony
Gallup.
Pollard, Gallup. Just off top, them.
I think the Rams. I don't think the Rams, like, talent wise. I mean, I think they're good. I'm not gonna take it away from them, but I don't think you would look at no individual player outside of Cooper Kupp and be like, "Oh, that's it."
Yeah, like
You know what I'm
Van
saying?
Jefferson.
I really, I really like the Chargers. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Eckler. You know what I'm saying? I think,
That's
I
true.
think, I think Allen and Mike Williams really might be like maybe the best duo. Um, Bale, even though the other one's not
If
a
they won
receiver,
against the
but
Cowboys,
yeah,
they
but
did
but
win against the
Adam.
Cowboys barely by a field goal.
No, okay, so
Week
the Tampa
one.
Bay game, even though they won barely week 1, they had that game under control, and they
Whole
had
time.
4 turnovers.
Yeah.
They had 4 turnovers. Like, Chris Godwin literally fumbled at the 1 yard line, and if the ball didn't pop out, it was going to be a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. That game was under control. I'm not gonna sit there and be like that game was. Now, if you play that game right now, like next week, I think Dallas wins. But if you play, no, but listen, that's what the current roster. That's what the current roster.
Okay,
Remember, Tampa
okay.
Bay isn't fully healthy right now.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay lost Sean Murphy Bunting the first week, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's key
They're
piece
missing
for them.
Gronk.
Yeah, they're missing a lot of people. So I'm telling you, like, if you literally take that game and put it now, Dallas will win. But if you take that game and put it at the end of the year, Tampa Bay will probably win. You know what I'm saying?
It's scary to say that Tampa Bay slow playing into the end of the year. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
I know how that feels as a Lakers fan because yesterday I'm watching the game and I wanted the Lakers to win for the sake of forget Bale and forget the Warriors.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm like, well, we ain't won our opening night game in the last 3-4 years.
Yeah. So it's not gonna matter. You know what I'm saying?
But
So and that's how you know that's how we talk about some teams are built fast and some teams are built for the end.
Yeah.
Speaking of, even on the NBA tip, I did a parlay and I picked the Wizards over the Raptors. And my homie was like, "Why you pick the Wizards?" I said, "Because Bradley Beal's just gonna go out there and dog and win in game
And
one,
they're winning by 20.
20." So yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I'm going with the Wizards." So
All right, man. All right,
yeah,
so if we're looking at the NFC, we already did the AFC, but if we're looking at the NFC, let's go with the top 5 teams in the NFC right now.
I think it's much easier because it is as heavy as it is.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Arizona, St. Louis. God dog, St. Louis. Rams, Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys,
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Green Bay Packers, Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah. Because I mean from first to second place, aside from Arizona and the Chargers, you go from 5-1 to 3-3. You go from 5-1
Yeah.
to 3-3, 5-1 to 2-4 in the booty NFC
Yeah.
East. So I
Yeah.
think I think the NFC is gonna get locked up a lot sooner than the AFC is. I
So
think
this
by
is the
like week
problem though.
13 or 14,
This is the
what are we
problem
looking at?
though. Is we're in that mud hole of who's gonna get 6 and 7. Because there people say it wouldn't happen. There's a very good chance an 8 and 9 team in the NFC makes the playoffs.
Yeah. And it might be the Panthers.
And it might be the Panthers. That's why I was pissed we lost to y'all, because let's just say in Minnesota. Because let's just say we're in that mud hole. Y'all got the tiebreaker. Minnesota has the tiebreaker. So
Ooh.
the teams who are around that area are starting to play each other. And
Yeah.
somebody's gonna have the tiebreaker. So if you find yourself 8 and 9 and I find myself 8 and 9, you just got a playoff spot. Because you beat us and you got the tiebreaker.
That
We
I
lost to
don't want.
Minnesota.
I don't
Yeah,
want
we lost to
that.
Minnesota. I mean, you could think of other teams who would be there, like the Saints
The
would be
Bears,
one,
the Bears are
the
right there.
Bears. So for the sake of my belief in Justin Fields, I hope the Bears make it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because like Justin Fields is my guy.
He's
I've
been
liked him
looking
for a
good.
long
He's
time.
been looking good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, so just I like Justin Fields the same reason that I like Lamar, and it's strictly mentality.
Yeah.
These dudes don't care about being compared to nobody else. They always mention, "I'm trying to win.
So
I'm
maybe
trying to win." You
maybe
know what I'm
Chicago
saying?
and Minnesota find a way to get in. Oh, so he said the weapons they have over there is Godwin, Mike Evans, AB, who I forgot about.
Oh
Gronk,
yeah,
OJ
that right.
Howard is back too. Damn. I mean,
I'm not gonna
on
lie.
paper,
Look. I don't care for OJ Howard the way other people care for OJ Howard.
me neither. I think Cameron Brate clearly put himself in that number 2 conversation
Yeah,
behind Gronk.
yeah. I don't care for. I think OJ Howard is extremely replaceable in what they do.
He's
You know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
as he's the same way I look at Njoku over there on the Browns.
Yeah,
You're a physical freak, but you can't stay healthy and you can't do nothing with it.
yeah. Yeah,
You
so
can't even
OJ
catch
Howard
the
is a name.
ball.
I absolutely forgot about AB. So let me not be disrespectful. I absolutely forgot about AB. And I think the Chiefs are looking at Antonio Brown like, look what he's doing. Yeah, but Josh Gordon ain't never once been Antonio Brown a day in his life, bro.
Josh Gordon's best season was a 6-game stint with the Browns, and they still
Absolutely not.
sucked that season.
I would even tell you right now, Oops, of the wide receivers in our generation, from Calvin down, not from Moss and T.O., right? From
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Calvin down, after I take Calvin and I put Larry before Calvin. After I take Calvin number one, because I think we all would take Calvin number one, I'm taking Antonio Brown number two. I would take
Ooh.
Antonio Brown over Julio Jones. I would take Antonio Brown over anybody else that you could name me during that time. But after we take Calvin
Ooh.
Johnson, I would take Antonio Brown. Because again, if you go look at his 6 year stretch, nobody's doing them
I
numbers, man.
can't disagree with you. This is why I didn't argue when he talked all that dirt to Juju.
No.
But Juju was like,
So okay,
I'm
okay,
gonna be
okay,
the
okay, okay,
number
okay.
one.
So I'm gonna be. I didn't like how he handled it. I didn't like how Antonio Brown handled it because I'm never the person who I feel like if somebody messages you privately, you shouldn't be doing that to them. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
yeah, you gonna
That's
bring it
on
out
a
in public?
yeah. That's on a personal level. I just don't mess with that. On a player level, Antonio Brown, they've been sharing a post about it. He's been right about everything he said. Big Ben's trash. Juju's not a number one. The Raiders are horrible. He's been right about everything he said since. But in a sense, kind of like Kyrie going through the vaccine stuff now, is it's very easy to make somebody who's starting to get on the bad side the scapegoat and the villain for everything.
Yeah, but then when they're doing things right, you all of a sudden don't see
Yeah,
him like you
you
bird
don't
boxing.
see nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you find something else. So
All right, man. Week 7. Who are your matchups that you're looking forward to? Week 7. That's going to tell you a little bit more about what they're made of. There's not a
um
lot of matchups that stand out, to be honest with you.
one off the jump.
You got the
Because I
Chiefs
can
and the
think of it right
Titans.
now. Okay. So Chiefs and Titans is one because if Tennessee goes in and beats, if KC can go to Tennessee and win, and again, this is just one of them games that's probably going to get replayed in the playoffs. But I picked Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick
I picked
Tennessee too.
Tennessee. I'm most interested in the Cincinnati Baltimore game. That's the game I'm most interested in. The
4-2
Cincinnati
and 5 and
Baltimore.
1. They're in Baltimore too.
Yep, that's the game I'm most interested in.
That's what Polly said. Bengals Ravens.
Bengals Ravens.
I got the
Everything else,
Ravens just because they're at home. But man, Joe
I
Burrow. Joe Burrow is everything that he was before he
but
got hurt
people
last
forget
year.
too. Remember, Joe Burrow's older than Lamar Jackson,
That's wild to think.
so I don't, and I'm not going to disrespect him either. But I don't see him as this phenom of a younger player coming up because I always remind myself this dude is older than Lamar, and I think he's about the same age as Baker.
Yeah, you're a
You know what
5-year
I'm saying?
redshirt
Yeah, yeah.
in college. So you better have
So
those fundamentals and tangibles coming out.
exactly, 100%, 100%. And so I think Joe Burrow is going to be great, and I think there's a very quick chance that Baker Mayfield, with whatever Pittsburgh decides to do with their quarterback situation, can become the worst quarterback in his division.
Damn. Um,
The
I think
Cincinnati
I
Baltimore is the must watch.
Cincinnati Baltimore. All right, Cincinnati Baltimore. I don't know why they got the Saints
I
and the
will
Seahawks
also
on
have my
Monday.
yeah. So that game was way better with Russ, right?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's also a game I'm gonna watch too because just as close as Seattle was with Pittsburgh, I want to see how. And again, I want to see how they do against Sean Payton with a week off. Because remember, Saints is coming off a bye week.
Yeah, they have amazing bye week
Yeah,
following bye
amazing. Just
week.
off a bye week. But it's also gonna tell me a lot about because again, Sean Payton is good off a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
But how good is Jameis going to be prepped off a bye week? And I think Michael Thomas is coming back.
Colts and the Niners for Pollard. I think the Colts win that game, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think the Colts win it. I picked the Colts to win it, but I think the Colts win it.
Carson Wentz he's starting to get it together, man. Carson
Yeah, he is.
Wentz, he's healthy,
He is.
coming off both ankle sprains 2 weeks ago. He's had a hell of a last 2-3 weeks, man.
He's one of, and I think the Colts might be too far back in chasing, but they're one of the teams that could get better as the year goes on.
Yeah, I think he's getting T.Y. Hilton back. I think he got him back last week, but I think he's getting him back fully healthy this week.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Last topic on the NFL before we get into the NBA. Action is happening right now. Who are your top 3 MVP candidates?
Top 3 would be Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, and Tom Brady.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
2 black guys and an old white guy.
We always know how that ends.
Yeah, always have to have an old white guy in there.
Man, it's tough. It's tough for me to go back and forth. That's my 3 too. But I gotta look at what Derrick Henry is doing. That man might go for 2K again this year. He's leading the NFL in rushing by 150 plus yards.
I agree with you. I agree with you so much that Derrick Henry should be there, but we just know. You met Derrick Henry. If it matters, Derrick Henry, you could win the TTE MVP awards. We'll have you on the show. You know what I'm saying? You want to come on the show, Derrick
Come
Henry?
through.
Come through.
King Henry. You gotta have your own camera, your own mic, and your own Discord. We ain't provide nothing for you, dog.
Yes, yeah, so maybe Derrick Henry could win the TTE award for MVP, but there's a 2K season and a 4,500 yard passing season and 40 TDs would never beat out a quarterback.
That's true.
And that's the game we live in.
That's
That's
true.
the game we live in.
And I agree with that. Just because what has to go into getting 4K and
Yeah.
40 touchdowns is another person. As a
Yeah.
running back, yes, cool. You got to have a line. So does the quarterback. Your line
Yeah.
got to block for you. So does a quarterback. But you
Right.
ain't got to depend on another person catching the ball for you.
You know.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got
And
to
so
put the
that
ball
that's
in a
so
place.
that's so crazy because listening to some PFF stuff and all that, a part of me started to think like, so like Robbie Anderson got, and this is what made me think about it. Robbie Anderson got credited with 2 drops on uncatchable balls. And as some like as a running back and every position but a quarterback, you literally are dependent on somebody else for your grade.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The quarterback decides who he wants to pass it to. The quarterback decides if he wants to check out of a run or a pass. He can decide these certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
There's times playing running back in high school where I'm looking at the linebacker, looking at the hole I'm going to, and my idiot quarterback wouldn't change. He wouldn't change the play. So I have to go run into this man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm now dependent on what he's capable of doing and
Yeah.
not doing. And
And
so
hoping that your old line could get off that double team to the second level
exactly,
as fast enough.
exactly,
Probably has
exactly.
Lamar, Tom Brady, and Derrick Henry.
I still have Kyler because I think Kyler. So I'm gonna be honest. I think Kyler's numbers could be way higher if they
Yeah.
decided to run it that route. But I actually think that controlled. I actually think they're like we're up. We don't have to go fast. We're gonna control it. The Peyton Manning thing. Remember Peyton Manning's highest career years? They was constantly putting their defense on the field though. Now they're like, nah, we can sustain the drive, we can be accountable, and we can do the things we need to do to make sure that is being beneficial.
Yeah, they got two. They got two pretty solid running backs, Chase Edmonds and James Conner, who hoodwinked the Steelers. This man came back 20 pounds slimmer, a whole half a second faster on his 40. It is what
Man.
it is.
Yeah, they Arizona has something good going on. But again, we're getting to that point in the year, 7, 8, 9, when now we're gonna start to see how teams react.
Yeah, yeah,
A lot of film is out on you, a lot of stuff is out on you. So we're gonna really be able to see now who's gonna take that leap.
yeah. So thinking about how much the quarterback controls the offense, that episode of I Am Athlete with Des Bryant to me explained all of that. He's like,
Mhm.
when you don't want to pay somebody, you just don't call plays that go in their direction. You
Exactly.
don't target them. You make sure they don't get any catches, and that's a
Yep.
business decision,
It's a
regardless of
business
how
decision.
regardless of how athletic or freakishly talented you are. We don't want to pay you, so we're just not going to target you.
That's why I love what Tom and Russell did last year. Because Tom Brady did like a pitch to Brown. No, a pitch to like one of the backup receivers, like Tyler Johnson, and Russell did the same thing
Oh,
for somebody so
to
that they
get
could
their
get their
money,
signing
yeah.
bonus
It
to
was to
get their bonus.
AB last year, and
Yeah,
then Russ last year was to
yeah. I forgot. Yeah, so they was like, oh
I
no,
forgot who it
we'll get
was.
your bonus.
To
You know
Swain,
what
I
I'm
think
saying?
Freddie Swain.
Yeah, yeah. So again, dudes, the 2 quarterbacks we mentioned are the elite.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Sam Darnold ain't gonna take enough stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Sam's mind is in 1,000 other places.
he's throwing
That's
50,
when
50 mile per hour bullets to Robbie Anderson on a 10-yard completion.
you gotta control when the game is not fast for you and you can control every aspect of it. That's when you're in a good place. That's where you're at when you need to be.
All right, man, that wraps it up for the NFL. We're gonna move into the NBA, and it looks like your Hornets might close this out, man. They're going into the fourth quarter up 106-99. We'll pull up the NBA scoreboard here for everybody to
Yeah.
watch
Went
watch
on
the
like a
score
26 to
change.
4 run. Went on like a 26 to 4 run.
LaMelo Ball sitting at 28, 8 and 5, bro. That's wild.
MVP, baby. MVP, baby. MVP.
28, 8 and 5. LaMelo Ball in year 2, game 1 against the Pacers. Oh
They
my
had
goodness.
we are very distant without Gordon, without LaMelo, without Ishmael on the court. We're just very they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Kelly was doing dribble up 3-pointers. Kelly, my guy. I'm glad you're here. I don't need you doing that.
Go sit in the corner and wait for the pick and
Yeah.
roll, man. What are you doing?
He's been making PJ. I just need PJ gone. I just need PJ gone. So
I think Kelly doing
it's
that because after last year with the who was he with the Rockets? With the
yeah.
Rockets last year, he had a hell of a career
What?
year.
Yeah, he's good, and I like him. But I don't need you doing dribble up threes, initiating, doing none of that. I just need you chilling, my guy.
While I said LaMelo
So
is just different, bruh. What's crazy about LaMelo, and people get mad at me all the time for saying this on TikTok. Even Bala got mad at me saying this about Zach LaVine. Certain players, you see their. I've already seen the best of you, right? For
yeah.
instance, I said this about Zach LaVine. I've seen the best of Zach LaVine, and I say this because he was on a bad team where this man had to reach deep into his bag. I saw him score from all three levels. Saw this man
Yep.
pass the hell out of the ball. He played some all right defense, but like I've
Yeah.
seen the best of you. Same with Luka. I've seen the best of you. You're not gonna get better. I just don't think you don't all of a sudden learn how to play defense, bro. Like I don't
Yeah.
think you're gonna get better.
You could become a serviceable defender, but again, I mean, so that's why I agree with you. But then that's why I'm also like, damn, we are kind of asking the question of something that's never happened. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
But yeah, again, I don't not disagree with you, but you can become a serviceable defender. I think it's capable with Levine, and I think it's capable when you have better defenders around you to get better in that area. But
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna become, all NBA. I don't think
So
that's built into his system.
I'm looking at a dude like LaMelo, and we are just scratching the surface. And it's
So
crazy
I'm
to say that.
so I'm for me, I'm a point guard dude, and LaMelo plays every single way that I want a point guard to play. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So like it's the perfect mesh for me as a fan and as a point guard lover to have this guy on the team. And when I'm sitting here looking at him and I compare him specifically to other point guards that's not only his contemporaries, but who's also ahead of him, I'm literally looking at this dude like there's a real world that exists that he could end this year and be the best point guard in the NBA.
I am not mad at that. I am not mad at that at
And
all.
I'm not gonna walk over what Steph and them have done. But if you're gonna tell me somebody who's gonna control the game, do everything, no slouch on defense, rebounds, like he's he's the person that I think isn't gonna be the single best at any category, but you're gonna be like he's in the top five of every category as a point guard.
LeBron esque.
Passer, yeah, passer, shooter, finisher at the lane, and making teammates better defensively.
30 from 30 feet. What is Melo doing?
Ooh,
What is he doing?
that's where I'm at. Is when you can. So we have players like Steph, great, one of the greats of all time, right? But Steph has a clear, I'm the best shooter ever.
Not a
Lamelo
defender
gonna,
at all.
yeah, Lamelo can literally be in the top five of every single category we speak of as a guard.
That man is
Rebound,
6'8",
6'8", all of
six
that is.
eight point guard. He's
Look,
I'm
so people might knock his defense. Me, I love it, but he's a gambler. But me, I love a smart gambler, and where I see him gamble at is smart. It's gambles that I would take, so I don't get mad at that. But I don't think he's gonna be Davion Mitchell locked down like how I view Davion Mitchell as a lockdown. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But I believe you're gonna see Lamelo putting up a still in a half a game.
Man, LaMelo Ball sitting on 31, 8-5. That man is special, bro. There goes
So
Demonis hitting the three. I'm gonna say it, man. I think by the end of the year we're gonna be looking at Melo in the top 5 point guard conversation. You have to. Yes, this is
yeah,
only one game, right? But at the end of last season, the way he ended last season, the way he played all last season as a rookie,
yeah,
this is just youth and talent playing. You ain't even
yeah.
got this man for a full. He don't even have his NBA body yet.
Nah,
That's
and
crazy.
he's getting there. He's getting there. He's
He
getting there. So
right now
so
he
so
has a
look,
LeVar built body. Like LeVar and
yeah,
all personal trainers did that.
Yeah,
You get some NBA, some NBA heads on him, some NBA workout, folks on him.
yeah,
It's gonna look whole different, man.
yeah,
He's just gonna be a monster.
yeah.
But talking about the, game one, first game of the season yesterday with the Lakers and the Warriors. I think they kicked it off with the Bucks and the Nets, man. We'll start there. How real are the Bucks? And how real is Giannis?
When you know your lane, stay in it and do your damn thing, and don't worry about what nobody else says. That's the Bucks. And after that game last night, I know we love our shooting. I know we love KD. I know we have KD number one, and I know we've all agreed that Giannis can be number two. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a much tougher argument than I think we're going to want to make it this year. Because as much
Ooh.
as KD dominates the way he does, Giannis is taking the game back to that day of like being a physical presence.
I'm going to
And
do everything.
yeah, I'm going to do everything on both sides of the ball, and I'm going to do it at the highest level. And his shooting is clearly improving. Giannis is really looking at the league in the face and being like, I'm the best player in the league. You know what I'm saying? And so I would definitely not be shocked if he finds his way to get another MVP, because now I see like the rest of the team is feeding off of that mentality, like Drew Holiday, Jordan, like these dudes is hooping, bro. These dudes is hooping.
Jordan Nwora, man. Jordan Nwora.
He's he's the underliner for me this year. He's the one who I'm gonna be like. I know we talk about Chris Middleton, but like if he becomes that fourth type of guy, who you know what I'm saying, really killed, man. Look, I
He's
be
he's making the
yeah.
loss of PJ Tucker. I think so. Them losing PJ Tucker, right? PJ Tucker
Mhm.
was there. Yo, let's throw PJ on KD real quick. Give
Yeah,
everybody else a rest. He's a defensive specialist. He's a little bit of a liability on the offensive end.
yeah,
Giannis took it upon himself to say, you know what? Nah, I got KD.
yep,
I got
yep,
KD.
yep,
All of a sudden, they
I,
don't miss PJ Tucker. Now, Jordan Nwora, you insert him and his offensive explosiveness and his
yep,
athleticism.
yep,
Grayson Allen's grittiness. I hate the dude
yeah.
when he was at Duke. I hated watching him.
I hate it. I hated him.
Now, you see this dude, and it's like, that's the Patrick Beverly that you
Yeah,
need on every team.
yep. They're
So,
built like that, and they know what they want to be, and they're gonna be just that. Because again, they still been making deep playoff pushes and just won the finals, so they know who they are, and they're content being at it there, and they're gonna hoop. So I'm
Bala
there like,
said LaMelo already surpassed Luca.
oh
His ceiling's higher. I'll say that.
yeah.
Way higher.
And I'm gonna always cherish my time with LaMelo because I sat there and I looked at Golden State and I was like, I know y'all not about to pass on me. I was not tripping off of Minnesota. I was tripping off of Golden State because I felt like Golden State could have been like, you know what? Let's just bring him a Curry. We could find another big man. So when they passed on him, I was like, there's no way in the world. There's no way in the world we're gonna pass.
Michael Jordan
I know.
passing on a
I know
generational
for.
talent like Melo.
I know for an absolute fact they were gassing every article about every other prospect,
Oh
and
yeah.
they were. I know it. I know it because they were. If they could have guaranteed got to number one, they would have did it. Because the only person Jordan wanted was Lamelo. He was like, yo, if the other ones fall, whatever. But you do not pass on Lamelo, and you do what you can to get up.
Ooh. Hornets down two right now. 3 minutes. Looks like 3 minutes 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. But Lakers Warriors,
Yes.
man. We ain't really gonna get into that too much, man. I think there's so much more interesting basketball out there right now.
And again, for both of those teams, those are two teams that just an opening night show just because everybody loves both teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Great franchises, great players, historical franchise. So you deserve an opening night matchup. But those
Yeah.
are also both two teams who both plan to be significantly better after the All Star break than they do opening night.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't care what happens that night as much as anything because we both know those are two teams you're going to want to watch at the end of the year
Yeah.
more than right here on
I'm not
opening
even
night.
gonna read your comment, Bale. You can have next to my middle finger. You can have that. I'm not even gonna read your comment, but Russ ain't gonna be that bad every night. Carmelo Anthony is not gonna play that many minutes that consecutively ever down the stretch unless everyone's hurt.
Yeah.
Avery Bradley gets in the game sooner. I don't think Kendrick Nunn hasn't played yet. Trevor Ariza is hurt. Taylor Horton Tucker's hurt. We'll see what it looks like. I still think AD is soft. I don't know. I don't like the way he plays in the post. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I hate it. He's too
Yeah.
floppy. He spent too much time on the floor yesterday,
He's
on his ass yesterday.
and again, I as an outsider would just say AD have it cleaned up by the playoffs. Because
Please.
again, we're gonna get to the playoffs. We just got to make sure when we get there, we do what needs to be done. And AD, you still have to be the best player on the roster when we get to the playoffs.
Yes.
LeBron cannot be the best player. You AD has to.
AD showed that
But
he's capable of that yesterday. LeBron from deep yesterday. This man just didn't bother being physical. I don't know what he did in the offseason. He still can't make a damn free throw. You can make it
nope.
from the logo, but you can't make a damn free throw.
I think it's starting to just become the sexy version of what Vince Carter started to slowly become.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's really becoming a really good outside shooter, but it's not what we know you as,
Yeah. And it confuses.
And
I mean, that's why people get so hyped when he has a breakaway, open, one hand, regular dunk.
yeah,
LeBron down the lane. Like, bruh, really?
yeah.
He's 6'9". He
So
better be dunking like that. Like, what?
yeah,
But
absolutely. I think a team and a player that I'm definitely going to keep my eye on is Utah and Donovan Mitchell.
mm-hmm.
Aiton not getting signed again. I think that's more of a he wants like max type stuff now, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how all that works. But also, I think he's going to probably reset the center market or maybe look to do that.
Yeah.
And if I'm Phoenix, I can hold off on doing that.
I don't even think they got the bag for it anymore. They paid Mikal
Yeah, me neither.
Bridges. They paid Mikal Bridges before they paid Aiton. They gave
Yep,
Chris Paul his contract. I think he's making like 40 something million for the next 2 years.
exactly.
Booker already got paid. You almost got to pay Cam Johnson soon.
Yeah,
But let's talk about Zion Williamson, man. You posted an article earlier saying that the Pelicans saw Zion come into the season 300 plus pounds, man.
yeah.
I'm
So
confused.
it's
Like
not.
it's reminded me of the damn Jamarcus Russell of the NBA, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
so it's not unbelievable, but I'm trying to see how believable is it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he can't hit 300, but I feel like at the same time it's one of the things where you're ready to try to sabotage a guy too.
yeah, to lower
Yeah,
the want from everybody,
yeah,
try to keep him
yeah,
there. I mean, it's a franchise that just 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they lost AD.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
You got
there,
some great pieces. You still got Josh Hart over there. You got an all-star type player. All-star
yeah,
type. I won't call him an all-star yet. And Brandon Ingram. But
yeah.
now you sitting
And
on
again,
Zion.
that's something too. Like I told you, I think we all think Zion's this great player, but he's so difficult to build around. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like he's so difficult to build around
He's
because you're not as
6'9",
tall. Yeah,
300-pound power forward. Like,
yeah. So you're not as tall and as linky as Giannis. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what? How do we really build around you?
yeah.
And I mean, I made my thoughts on it. I'm gonna just stand on it. I think the Pelicans is getting ready to move anyway. Their lease is up in like 3 years at that stadium.
I hope they move to Seattle, man. Seattle need a team.
I think Seattle needs a team, but I also think Vegas has made the statement that they got the WNBA team that they're ready to cash out on the building.
That would be dope. But
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Thinking about Zion, and I said this on my TikTok earlier, a couple weeks ago, is he can't be the number one guy on your team in order for your team to be successful. He's putting up some great numbers. That's dope. 65% plus shooting. That's great.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
averaging
Yeah.
25 plus, 8, 9, 10 rebounds, 4
Yeah.
assists. That's amazing. But it ain't equating to wins. You know what I'm saying? We talk
Yeah.
about quality stats as opposed to just stats. And
It's
I think,
almost God, and I don't want to say it because I feel like it's early, but it's getting very close to where he's almost going to be viewed like how I feel like I have to view Cat, like
yeah,
Carl Anthony Towns.
you're putting up great numbers, but as far as the quality of your numbers and what it's equating to, it ain't giving me no wins, man. Like y'all were the
Yeah.
11 seed, 10th, 11 seed last year.
Yep.
You played 62 games. Out of those
Yep.
62, yeah, you went over 500, but those games without you, what, 10, 11 games, y'all didn't do great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And right now he is the number one guy. Yes, you got BI over there who has the potential to be the number one guy. Again, BI is not that. I don't think he's that guy that changes the franchise around, right?
Me neither. Me
But
neither. Bi needs to go to Utah.
ooh, is that the piece?
That's the piece. That's
Is
the
that the
mature
piece?
piece. So I gave you the wrong. I gave you a. I didn't give you the best answer last time. Bi is the matured piece of what we would say because we said Cam Reddish at the start, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bi is the
Third year.
plug-in piece now. The piece that I really should have thought about was Brandon Boston. So if I wanted to find a young guy to raise up, I would have said Brandon Boston instead of Cam Reddish. But if we want the fully matured version, Utah go get Brandon Ingram.
Ooh, Bi. I would assume you got to throw Rudy Gobert in that trade just because money. There's something about
Why?
Utah that's so attached to Rudy Gobert. I don't know why. Defensive Player of the Year when it comes to the
I think.
playoffs, people are
I
dunking
think.
all over you, bro. Like,
I think the problem with Rudy now though is the money you signed him to. I don't think nobody's gonna want to pay that.
yeah, nobody wants that,
Yeah, nobody's gonna want to pay that.
especially
But
when
you,
a Cleveland
I
Cavs
would,
team paid Jared Allen that same money and they're getting more
I
production on
would
the
one
offensive
hundred
end.
percent move Rudy for Bi and stuff because you probably could get whichever one doesn't matter. Get Bi, send Royce O'Neal on the way over there to go ahead and keep Bogdanovich in them because I know you have in Ingles because Utah natives, whatever. You love
I
them.
think they've been trying to send away Ingles too, so you almost add
Oh
Ingles
well,
to
okay.
that.
We'll send Ingles then. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead, send Ingles. Go ahead and do that. Um,
All right.
go ahead and do. Yeah, Bi for Rudy because I can find myself another big man because clearly having a defensive player of the year ain't doing nothing for me.
Damn, Brandon Ingram in Utah. I would love to see that. Brandon
Yeah,
Ingram, Jordan Clarkson, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley,
yeah,
Bogdanovich. I think that makes them a lot better of a team alone. Like,
yep. I would do that.
Okay, cool. Rudy is gonna get you Defensive Player of the Year. He ain't getting you no points. He's averaging what 12, 14 points a game, all from putbacks and lobs. Come on, dog.
Yep. I could do something different with that because again, having him, it's only giving me so much.
And then come the playoffs, you got Terrence Mann dunking on you multiple times a game.
Yeah,
Like, nah.
I'd move off of that.
12.4 seconds left in the Pacers and the Hornets. Pacers up by one. Hornets full timeout. Looks like they're gonna drop a play coming out of timeout. LaMelo sitting on 31, 9, and 7.
See what happens.
Hopefully they pull this one off, man. Do you think Miles Turner gets traded? You think Miles Turner gets traded this year?
Nah, nah, nah. I think the Pacers have the team that they're gonna rock with this year, and I think they're gonna be a team that a lot of people really won't want to see because they're going to be competitive.
Harris LeVert, TJ Warren, Demonis Sabonis.
Sabonis,
Who
Miles
else is
Turner.
still over there? Miles
I think,
Turner.
so. We talk about having top heavy teams and stuff and all that. And I don't think they're top heavy team, but I think their ceiling is. I think their floor is higher than what a lot of people might think it is because
Yeah.
they are a good team and they have pieces and they have players who are smart, good on both sides of the ball, and they're gonna work that out. So I definitely don't think they'll definitely be one of the teams around for the fight.
They snuck into the playoffs last year, didn't they? To
Yeah,
play in.
yeah, through the play in.
So think they'll be getting TJ Warren back this year. I think he was hurt towards the last part of the season. They'll have a healthy Karis LeVert with a full off season. So it'll be an interesting team to watch, man.
Yeah,
Let's talk about our top 25, man. We came up with our TTE top 25. We're gonna
yep,
go 5 a week. We got 25 through 21 today. We didn't want to get too crazy and throw all 25 at y'all.
no.
We want to let it marinate. And there was a lot of conversation around 25 to 21. But where did we end up at from 25 to 21?
So we had 25 was John Morant,
Mm-hmm.
24 was Jaylen Brown, 23 was Drew Holiday, 22 was Zion Williamson, and 21 was Bam Adebayo.
Oh,
The outsiders, people outside looking in, was Rudy Gobert, Michael Porter Jr., Klay Thompson, Karl Anthony Towns, and I can't remember who the other one was, right? And Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine. So we had
And
25 at
those,
John Morant. Who's 24?
God, I just Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown. Damn. They got a chance to tie it up and go to overtime if you make both free throws. So John Morant, Jaylen Brown. Who else do we have in there? 25, 24. Who's 23?
23 was, God, I can't think right now. Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. 22.
Zion.
Zion. And then 21.
And 21 was Bam.
Bam Adebayo.
Yep.
Cool. Whole lot of J's in the first 4.
Yep. And for those actually wondering,
Okay.
it was based off of current roster, current talent, and current value.
Yep. Going into this
Going
next season.
into this season.
Everything
So
they
being
did last
polarized,
year was what it was. But
yeah, so it's your current talent, just as good of a basketball player as you are, and how important you are to your team. So if you look at John Morant, I think, and my argument was in the point to John Morant is more valuable and important and his talent to his team than Zach LaVine and Rudy Gobert. I also stated before that if Klay Thompson is the Klay Thompson we've seen and is 100% healthy, Klay won't be outside, but he would instantly jump somewhere into the 20s up to around 15. But again, we don't know what Klay's health. So
yeah.
right now, off of talent alone, I think Ja and significance. Because if I had to go off of a complete player, Zach LaVine's a really great player. But if I have to go off of being a complete player and how important they are to a winning team, Ja Morant takes place over Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
also why Rudy Gobert was forced out, because I agree with Bala's point. Rudy doesn't make his team better, even though he's a defensive player of the year. We don't view his significance as important to his team's success as the guys who's ahead of him.
yeah. And I mean, if we're looking at it too, right? And I said this before, John Morant in the West took his team to a play-in, beat the Warriors, got into the playoffs. Obviously, they didn't get past the first round. But I mean, look at what Zach LaVine did with similar team. I won't say any better, any worse. Similar team in the East and the Bulls. They didn't even make the playoffs. They weren't even in the conversation for the play-in. So
yeah,
it all depends on what you look at. But I think for the sake of the criteria of what we're looking at, and the Hornets take the dub. Congrats to y'all, y'all got the dub.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
But for the sake of the criteria of what we're looking at, I think the conversation is I think we're in the right place. We're in a pretty good place of our top 25. So 25 to 21 again. We got.
And then to comment more on this also, there could be a really quick world where Zion goes out of the top 25.
Oh yeah.
Because if Zion keeps consistent with the conversation we just had, he finds himself in a position like Karl Anthony Towns, to where you're just stuffing the stats. You add no value. You add no win change. You don't actually push what your team could be. You're just a stat stuffer. You like your talent is there, but your significance and your value isn't. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna move off of you. You're gonna move out. If Klay Thompson is 100% healthy, he goes back to this all NBA guard that we know. Klay Thompson's going to leapfrog a lot of people, because we know 100% Klay Thompson makes the Warriors a contender. You know what I'm saying? They make them a difficult team. I look at a Michael Porter Jr., who's on the outside of the top 25, but completely has the talent. We
Yeah.
don't know how much his value is to his team because right now that team is MVP Yoke and Murray. But if Michael Porter becomes the second piece and Murray still says who he is, but he's the third option, then Denver's ceiling is we don't really know what that could be.
Yeah,
If
that's gonna
Michael
be a
Porter
scary
Jr.,
team.
yeah, if
That's
Michael
gonna be a
Porter
scary
Jr.
team.
clearly becomes the second best player on the Nuggets and Murray's still playing at his level, that's a very scary team.
We'll see what it
So
looks like,
I
man. Hornets
yeah.
come away with the win. And Melo finishes with 31-9-7. Demonis Sabonis 33-15-2. Bulls also pulled out a win. Zach LaVine 34-7-4. Supporting Baller's point of him being a pretty solid offensive player. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that. Celtics losing to the Knicks right now. Jaylen Brown looks to be the best player in that game right now, 29-6-3.
Well, where's that game at?
In New York. New York is up 4. They're going into the fourth quarter.
Okay, because I picked them on my parlay.
Who in New York?
I picked the Celtics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 86-82. Fourth quarter just started.
Okay, yeah,
Julius
I picked the
Randle
Celtics.
26-6-5 in 3 quarters. So we'll see what he does.
Okay.
Trez is leading the Wizards right now. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. They're up 17.
See, I picked the Wizards, so that'll be good. I also picked the Nuggets over the Suns.
Nuggets right now. Oh, that game hasn't started yet. We got the Cavs and the Grizz. Grizz are up 83-75. 5 minutes left in the third. But thinking about
What is your expectations for the Cavaliers?
honestly, man, I don't know. I'm so confused on what type of team they are. You know, a lot of these teams you look at and you can clearly see and make an educated guess on what their identity is, right? Like we look at the T Wolves, for instance, and how much flack we give Karl Anthony Towns.
Yep.
Anthony Edwards is the future of that team. D'Angelo Russell is a very expendable piece. Cat, you know, is what he is, right? So we kind of know what to expect from them. I look at the Cavs, man, and I see a clutter of big men, right? They got Evan Mobley. They got, you know, Jared Allen, who they paid. They gave him the bag. They still got an experienced Kevin Love over there who's starting to get healthy. And then on top of that, I think they got JaVale McGee over there still, right? So
Yeah,
it's like
I believe so.
I look at that team. They're trying to get rid of Colin Sexton. They were pretty active in trying to move him. But to me, I look at that team and I'm looking for a Darius Garland. I want to see what a Darius Garland does over there. He was one of the most intriguing players for me looking at that roster. Like,
So
okay,
for
let's see
me,
what you can
it's
do.
like if I'm Darius Garland and if I'm all of those big men, it's almost like the Cavs have said, "Hey, one of y'all work this out, and somebody show us who's the best." Clearly, Allen can't move. So I'm not gonna say Allen can't move because one thing I learned about contracts too is that sometimes the player wants the contract so that if they do get traded, at least they know they still got their money.
Mm-hmm.
So that part I completely understand now. But it's almost like you're like, okay, we got Evan Mobley, we got all these bigs. Colin Sexton might be out the door. It's almost like Sexton and a big can get packaged for somebody.
Yeah.
And if I'm Darius Garland, this is my time to show like I could do something.
They have a versatile team, right? Like they got Dean Wade over there who plays 1 through 4. Seti Osman has shown he's capable of spurts, right?
Yep.
But I do think you know you can package a Colin Sexton and a Kevin Love, right? Why keep an aging veteran on the team when you can pair him with a Colin Sexton to go be a number 2 guard somewhere?
Send Ben Simmons to Cleveland. Take Colin and
Ugh.
Kevin. Take Colin and Kevin and stuff. And put Evan Mobley with Darius Garland and Ben Simmons.
Ugh. I mean, that'd be. Ugh. I don't know how I feel about that. I think wherever Ben Simmons goes, it's now that we're getting to the Ben Simmons conversation. I was gonna try to stay away from this as long as possible, just because everybody and their mama's talking about it. But I mean, wherever Ben Simmons goes, I think he's going to be a not a completely different player. He's going to be a more versatile player than he is right now.
I mean, it's tough for me because his attitude has been his attitude the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we don't have that many coaches who could really deal with that.
Yeah,
I'm more concerned about who's the coach he's gonna go to,
that's
because you
true.
have to. But again, if I'm the 76ers, to me, and this is like the best way I can say it, this is Rock Lee at the tuning exams. To get that weight off of you so you can move on, dude. Like at this point, sometimes just getting something off of you is better than trying to get it of equal value. Like this thing is obviously holding you back. Just get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even need nothing in return.
We,
At
we
this
we
time,
saw
I'll be
the
like,
Rockets. We saw the Rockets go through this with James Harden.
yeah.
And I think
So
they made the
one,
smarter play sooner than what the 76ers. The 76ers forcing this fool to come back to practice and holding his bag, which rightfully so they should. He's not fulfilling his side of the contract, right?
yeah,
With them doing this is a Doc Rivers problem. That
yeah.
is the reason Ben Simmons had to come back to practice because
So
Doc
they,
Rivers wanted, and this is just me making this up in my own head, seeing Doc Rivers the way he's operated. Doc Rivers wanted to be able to bring him in and cut him on his terms.
yeah. Doc's prideful. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a bad thing. Like, it's not a bad thing. You got the pedigree and stuff behind it, but this is the point. So it happened with DeMarcus Cousins. I remember people used to call about DeMarcus Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
It happened with Anthony Davis. And I remember Vladi said it. Vladi was like, we've seen this. Vladi was like, a lot of the offers we first got for Cousins was way more than what we got towards the trade deadline. And they just kept getting less and less and less. James Harden, the offers was way more when he first was being told of being traded than when you actually traded him. You should have learned a lesson by now. Take that first offer and just get out the door, man. Like some things you have to be self-aware enough to be like, this just isn't gonna work. We're not gonna work. And I mean, at the end of the day, Ben, you really didn't do what you were supposed to do in the playoffs. Because Atlanta shouldn't have been around. Yeah, you played defense on Trey and did a good job like we thought you would, but you have to be accountable to yourself. And that's my only fear with him is he doesn't seem like he's genuinely accountable to himself.
Yeah. And I got problems on both sides of the coin, right? With the way the 76ers are handling it, Doc Rivers specifically, and the way Ben Simmons is handling it, right? And starting with the Doc Rivers thing, right? I thought, okay, maybe Ben Simmons is coming back. Maybe they're going to be a little bit more cordial. Maybe we'll see Ben Simmons on the court. But then immediately the next day, you hear about Doc Rivers kicking Ben Simmons out of practice, right? And then
Yeah,
Embiid going and popping off to the media about Ben Simmons. That's not stuff you
yeah,
see happen on the Spurs with a
yeah.
Popovich. It's like, yo, keep all that in house. You got drama, keep it over here.
You
You
know?
want to comment on something, comment on the team and everything that we focused on.
So
Don't worry
that's
about that distraction
so
later.
so so yeah. And Shannon said something to that. They were like, "There's two different things about having a veteran. It was like one, usually your vet would have sat down and had everybody deal with this in the locker room, players only meeting."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, or Earl Watson did it when he started Booker in Phoenix his rookie year. He said, I saw what Booker had. He was like, but I also saw there was a clutter of guys ahead of him who weren't going to be happy if I started Booker over them. So I told them, you don't want to be here, we're going to trade you. But do me a favor, go out there and play your best ball so we can get what we can for you.
Yep.
So like he gave Morris the green light. He said, Morris,
Marquise
anytime
Morris.
you want to,
Yep.
yeah, go pick up your trade value, bro. He was like, give me 10 good games and then I'm gonna get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? There's a point where you have to be professional enough to know, and this is self-awareness enough to know this isn't gonna work. This isn't working out. Let me do this and get them out of here.
Yeah.
And I think I think this is the worst case scenario of ownership, coach, and player not being self aware enough to say, how can I get out of this?
I
I think
think I
all
think
three,
just the way they've handled it so far, it just tells me everything I need to know about how far the 76ers are gonna go. Right.
yeah,
Talent alone, MVP and Embiid is gonna take them into the playoffs. Okay, y'all gonna be a top four seed. But I think eventually it's all gonna catch up to him, man. Like they're gonna spend too much time focused on the media and talking about the whole situation that once they're finally past it, they're gonna be so far removed from actually building some sort of chemistry with their actual team that I don't think they're gonna make too much noise in the playoffs. Like we might see
No,
the Hawks
I
come
don't
and
have.
do the
Yeah,
same thing they did to them.
I don't have. Yeah, I don't have no true. I think this for me is kind of like push them just as a team out of that contender range of a team that they're a playoff team, but I wouldn't sit here today and tell you I think the 76ers would have the contender title like we saw them previous years.
Yeah.
And so
So what are your
I'm
expectations? What are your expectations for, kind of moving away from the 76ers and the Ben Simmons? What are your expectations for the Celtics, man? I know we talked real heavily about Jaylen Brown potentially being traded. And this is all just TTE talks. This ain't nothing that we've seen anywhere. But Jaylen Brown, maybe for a swap for Dame Lillard or something like that, that sends a
yeah,
Dame to
yeah, yeah,
Boston.
yeah. So that is one trade that I can see is very Boston personality like. That is one trade that I think benefits both teams. But if I'm Boston, I'm looking at Milwaukee and I'm saying, I got what I got. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like I have two all NBA guys
Mm-hmm.
who are two
Both sides of
ways,
the ball, yeah.
both sides of the ball. I think if with them, it's figuring out the rest of the pieces. And I think the Tristan Thompson, like they got Tristan Thompson right now, right?
Yeah.
I think that
Robert
was the
Williams.
championship. Yeah, I think that's the championship piece you need. That'll elevate Robert Williams to help to play better. And I think after that, you're just really go get Cole Anthony. Go get Cole Anthony, Boston. There goes your point guard you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? There's stuffed over there in Orlando. Go. I think you have two all NBA players on both sides of the ball. I'm looking at Milwaukee and I'm saying being patient through the process. Even though I think the Dame for Jaylen Brown will probably be one of the best and more entertaining trades, if I'm Boston, I'm not doing it because I have two all NBA young guys
Yeah.
that I believe. So I'm going to hold fast like Milwaukee and I'm going to fight through this. Because before I would have been like, well, if it didn't work this year, we got to let it go. Nah, these two dudes clearly love to play together. They push each other up. I'm going to hold on to it and I'm going to figure out the rest. I'm going to figure out like how can I really elevate this team because they've had some heartbreak. They almost like they've had some heartbreaking endings that I know that they probably didn't want to have. But
Yeah.
again, I got two prime players who's going to be in their prime for a good couple years here. I'm not going to let either one of them go.
I hope Boston doesn't waste that money on Dennis Schroeder this year. Yeah, they got him
Mhm.
this year, player option next year. I think it's a team option next year. But I agree, man. If they could find a way to go and get a trade for Cole Anthony and bring him in as even if he's just your number two, man, that's a serviceable number two on a rookie contract still.
Yep.
Like, why not? So Marcus Smart, who I think is one of the most undervalued pieces on that team. Marcus Smart is just something else, man. I would take
They're
Marcus Smart in
they're
a
so
heartbeat.
so they're also the team that I think is flying under the radar, but they're the team who I'm like, if things click, could be the ones that push people out. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Like they're the team who I'm like, yo, like this is the team who's been there, who's been around, who's had the heartbreak, who's got two all NBA players on their team, who's got some championship depth to them a little bit. Schroeder should be extremely hungry right now. And you know what I'm saying? Like and the thing with him is like I was never the biggest fan of him. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't really like him. But you're playing by Marcus Smart. You're playing by these guys. I think, and I don't know, but from afar, I think he still hasn't accepted how his role could best benefit the team.
hmm
It's like he just hoops one certain type of way and thinks he's this one certain type of person. And I think if he could just learn to adjust that, it's going to benefit the team.
He's that kid in the gym that keeps shooting no matter how many times he miss, he gonna keep shooting
Yeah,
because he just thinks he's. But yeah,
yeah,
probably say Orlando don't know what they doing. They just tanking. They tanking just to tank.
yeah.
Um,
Now, the best and the worst thing that can happen is the best thing that can happen is Jalen Suggs snaps. It makes other people very expendable. The worst thing that can happen is Jalen Suggs bust, and it makes nobody expendable because you don't know what like you're gonna be like. Well, do I keep him? Do I let him go? Like Is somebody gonna like? You don't know what you're gonna do.
Don't they have RJ Barrett over
So
there too?
no. They got a Hampton.
Oh, RJ Hampton.
RJ
Yeah,
Hampton.
RJ Hampton. That's what I mean. So they got RJ Hampton. They got Marco Carter Williams. They got Jalen Suggs. They got Cole Anthony, and they got Markel Fultz.
So they have a lot of players who came projected with high ceilings. Because I remember when RJ Hampton played LaMelo in the overseas league that they was in,
When he was
and
over there in Australia.
people was like RJ Hampton's a better prospect than LaMelo. Like people was really arguing this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm like, y'all just be bored sometimes, bro. Y'all just be bored. But again, he's a player who's like you could see why people say he has a high ceiling. But then at some point in your development process, you have to put them with vets and you have to like get these guys there, or you're just gonna continue to bottom out.
Yep. I think Boston is one of the best matchups for the Nets outside of the Bucks.
Oh
And
yeah,
I,
yeah,
and, and I'm gonna say that, and
yeah,
I'm gonna leave it there because I think
yeah.
Boston, like you said, there's a lot of teams that don't want to see Boston, man.
No. And the
They're,
crazy
they're
part
gonna put
is
some people out,
Jalen Brown or Tatum wouldn't have to hold Harden because Marcus Smart would.
and Marcus Smart
So
know
they
how to do that.
yeah, and Marcus Smart know how to do that. And you got Tatum and Brown who get to split duties on KD with whoever comes up the court.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll see Kyrie this year in a Brooklyn Nets uniform,
Yeah, I think
unfortunately.
he's done. I
Um,
really do think he's done this year.
but
So
man, there's one person in the sports world that gets on my damn nerves, man. Who is just lose. He never had credibility with me, but Stephen A. Smith, man.
yeah,
This man's whole take today was the Lakers are not gonna gel because of Russell Westbrook. This man had one bad game, the first game of the season in the Lakers uniform, and all of a sudden, I'm gonna leave that at that because I can get too far into this.
listen, man, self awareness, bro. There's some point where you just feel like people stop to really evaluate themselves, and they start to not wake up and smell the coffee because Stephen A. has really been on some really. I don't want to say these type of words, man, but it's definitely just like let me pick up the most troll stuff I see on Twitter and just say what they say.
Man,
And you like I feel like LeBron at his interview, like be better tomorrow. Just be better tomorrow, bro. Because you were like here I seen the clip of him and Jay Williams getting into it about Kyrie being vaccinated, and Jay Williams was like, yo, this is a human man. And he was like, this is a man underneath that jersey and stuff like that. Like this is his personal decision. Well, do we talk about the game of basketball? And he was like, but you're insulting a man basketball because of things he does as a personal life. And then Stephen A. like being dismissive, like this. He's almost to like getting to that cynical age. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
To where now you're starting to be like, you know what? They weren't the problem. You were the problem. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
You look
Like
at
no
Skip
wonder why
now,
all
and you're
your
just like,
no wonder why all your exes left you. It wasn't them. It was you. You're the pattern.
man. Bobby said great players have one of those games, man. He needs to have hot take on them TV ratings. Yeah, man. That's basically the equivalent of freaking Mo Williams going to put up 50 points with the T Wolves. You put up 50 points one time, you got paid. Okay, whatever. Now you butt.
It's like, and again, it's like, and this is one reason why I like Colin, because Colin, he was honest about that part. He said just because the way media is set up, good Dallas and bad Dallas gives us ratings. He was like, but good Philly and bad Philly doesn't give us ratings. Good
Mm-hmm.
Carolina and bad Carolina does. He was like, there's just certain players and certain teams that no matter what they do, they're good for our ratings. So just as a business person, we have to address them. And this is why some people won't get off of certain things. This is what led me personally to start to search YouTube and other media platforms that lead to people who give good information on their
Yeah.
teams, who work every day like we do, and who have families like we do, but who still do their own research and are special, like who are really smart for their teams and do that. Because you have people like that, but you have these very like core. That's why I'm so glad for Jay Williams and Jalen
I
Rose.
love Jay
You know what I'm saying?
Williams and
Like
Jalen Rose, man.
these guys who are like helping you to realize like even what we talk about like with James Jones and the Phoenix Suns, like there's a time where you you make yourself not current. John Gruden, Stephen A. Smith, like you're out of touch with reality, man. Like you're not keeping yourself humble enough around to see how times are changing, and you're getting distant from what you know and what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you start to see more player personnels in the NBA, and people who have player personnels who are former players are doing better because they're in touch with reality and what's going on. And so that's again, yeah, man. I'm thoroughly disappointed with a lot of what you see nowadays in sports talks.
And
I really am.
that's the biggest proponent of us being on TTE Talks, man. For those of y'all that are watching, man, it's really just being able to. Vita said this before. Talk about the things we love and being able to do it with a level headed, right? Like I'm a Lakers fan. I'm not gonna come on here and say that any blasphemy, like you know what I'm saying, like LeBron is the best player in the league. He's barely top 5. Russ makes us significantly better. He does, but not if AD ain't the best player on the team.
Yeah.
Like it is what
And
it is, man.
that's again, so it's like I just I make I'm just grateful that I know that there's a lot of people out there who do bring quality content and quality information who are not on these major channels who deserve, and I don't even want to say you deserve to be on these major channels because again we don't even know what they're about, so I'm not going to speak on to that. But there is a lot of people out there who do give quality takes and are informed on the things that they go about. There's people who stuff that when they share I listen, and there's some who they share and I won't give 2 seconds of my day.
You notice a lot of the real insightful stuff comes from the former players. Gilbert Arenas. You
Yeah, yeah,
got the
yeah,
Knucklehead podcast with Quentin and Darius Miles, Jalen Rose, Jay Williams. So
yeah.
it is what it is, man. But to end our NBA segment, talked about this before. Start, bench, cut. We got T Mac, we got D Wade, we got James Harden. We answered this on our own inside of our group chat, but just here for TCE Talks. Start one, bench one, cut one in today's game.
Oh, very, very, very easy. Start T Mac, bench D Wade, cut Harden.
Bam. Same. That was my
Yeah,
answer too.
it's not even a thought. Like I'm not gonna argue anyway. I'm starting T Mac, I'm benching D Wade, and I'm cutting Harden, and I'm not breathing any way, thinking about any other way. I made a post a while ago from a conversation we had when I had talked about prime Kobe or prime T Mac.
hmm
When I had shared that,
That was a big conversation too.
yeah,
It's not
a
as
lot of
easy as
people.
people think.
But the problem was when I took it to Facebook, so many people was like, "Bro, we know you bring conversations, but this is a dumb one. Like nobody will pick T Mac." And then there was two dudes, Pete and my homie Twan, was like, "Do y'all even listen to Kobe's conversations? Kobe has literally stated that T Mac is taller than him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's
Like,
T Mac is 6'9".
yeah,
Kobe is
like and
six
so,
six.
but when Pete was like, y'all need to go watch this then. But everybody wants to pass it. Everybody wants to pass it. And this is when I say people have to learn to stop being slaves of the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because Kobe has made these statements about T Mac. The league has made these statements about T Mac and everything. And people are like, there's no comparing T Mac and Kobe. You cannot go back to me in the '04 season and look at Kobe and T Mac and be like, Kobe Bryant 10 out of 10 times. You know what I'm saying? We would argue all day about Kobe and T Mac. But you move yourself 15 years later and people start to forget Stephen A. about what things were in the
Yeah.
actual moments.
It's
You know what
like
I'm
that's
saying?
that's an
So,
easier conversation when you move that
yeah,
15 years later,
yeah,
especially given, right, rest in peace Kobe, right?
yeah,
It's almost like an emotional choice. Now the same thing, I always compare this to the same conversation of Sean Taylor being one of the best safeties ever. He's
yeah,
not. He's not even top
yeah,
5. It's an emotional decision. Like when you brought it up, my emotion said Kobe, easy. But then when I
yeah,
really had to go back and you was like, take both of their best seasons ever around the time when they were playing each other, I was like,
yeah.
damn. And then you watch all of the Kobe interviews and it was just like, Nah, T Mac busted my ass a couple games. Like we really
Yeah,
had to
and
go
it's
back and forth.
exactly so it becomes one of those things, man, where we can become slave to those things. And you just like you have to be willing to take a step back and really like evaluate yourself, evaluate the circumstance and the situation. And for a lot of people to be like Kobe easy, I'm like, y'all are out of your minds. You know what I'm saying? Like when people be like every best safety ever easy. No, you don't say easy. You don't say easy.
You
You
got
could give
Brian
me a reason.
Dawkins.
Yeah, you could give me a reason why you believe that, but you do not say easy.
It's not
And you know what I'm
easy.
saying? Yeah, you do not say easy because that's where I'm gonna push back at.
Yeah,
And so
you got Brian
yes,
Dawkins, Troy Polamalu. You even got
and
to put
then
Charles Woodson in that
yeah,
conversation. I don't
and
care if people like that or not, but
you're not gonna and so that's our T Mac. People forget D Wade was the Flash before the Heatles came along. But again, you see D Wade in the Heat and you think, the big three. You don't remember the D Wade that backpacked against the Mavs in the finals.
that
You
that
like
one
people,
that won a chip
yeah.
first ever for
You
the Heat.
don't people forget that part that D Wade was that dude. There's no season of Harden that's gonna make me say I would take Harden in that one season before I take D Wade in that season. No, no, because D Wade was a two-way player on both sides of the ball doing everything. Like, no, I'm
On a
not.
championship
Yeah,
team at
on a
that.
championship team, I'm not. So no, I stand beside it. Start T Mac, bench D Wade, and Harden is cut.
Easy. That's
Yeah,
the easy
easy.
one.
I'm not blinking twice about it.
All right, so staying in the conversation of victims of the moment. Last one before we get into our last segment, which I think you're gonna like this. This one could probably go on for a whole another 30 minutes, but I'm pretty sure we'll make it quick. Last one. Slaves of the moment. There was a whole conversation out there saying Chris Middleton is better than Klay Thompson. Perfect example. I
Yeah,
120% disagree with that. Chris Middleton,
absolutely,
Chris Middleton can't hold Klay Thompson's jockstrap. Period.
absolutely, absolutely.
We're just
Like
gonna get
I
that. We're
don't,
just
I
gonna
don't,
get that out the way right now.
yeah, I don't understand why that even that becomes a thing when when you forget who somebody is.
It's like we haven't seen
I
Klay
think of that.
Thompson in two
Yeah,
years, and so all of
yeah.
a sudden,
I think of that J Cole song. Sometimes you got to do it in front of their face, just to remind you that I can do it in front of their face. Then they forget who you is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what that is. That's what that
yeah,
is. And Chris Middleton is a great player. You know what I'm saying? Chris Middleton is a great player. But if you gotta be like, it's like one of those things where like, if you don't become a great player until after somebody's missing for a while, then you would have never noticed them before. And so that's where
KT is
I
goaded
stand on
already.
that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, next level man. That's the end of the NBA segment. That's the end of the sports segment. Now we're gonna take it into the very last segment.
Last second, let's
This
get it.
this this shouldn't go. I mean, it's probably gonna go into some good conversation. Vita's not ready for this because I ain't tell him about it. But we love anime. We love it. We
100%.
love anime. Right now, Boruto is in episode 220, 221, I think.
Going
220.
on 221.
Going on 221. Man, Vita, tell us what your take is, man, because I purposely went back on Facebook
Oh,
into the group.
listen.
I went on Facebook
Oh
into
my
the group
God.
for this because I read through every one of your posts because I know it was going to put me on game. I don't disagree, and I hate that I don't disagree.
There's a world of people that really thought Naruto was about to put a Rasengan in the Boruto's back. This is a real thing. It's not a small world. 90% of the fans thought when Naruto was having this panic attack looking at his hands that he was trying to form a Rasengan to put in the Boruto's back. I said, what type of idiots are you?
Y'all have
Like what
not.
type of
If that's what they think, they haven't been watching Naruto for the last 10 years.
this is and this is the biggest difference to me. This is why Naruto is as close as I am to that series particularly. Because if I would have watched that series while it was going, I know for a fact I wouldn't appreciate it the way that I do now. But now you go from a kid who had nothing to now he's Hokage, he's a father, he's a parent, he's a leader in his community, his village. That's who he is. A father, a leader in the nation or community, everybody's opinion. He's in a position of a man. And you ask this man at the end of the day to put village over family, I'd have gave God a middle finger and been like, if y'all think it's about it, just go ahead and pull up now. There's no way that I'm going to do that to my son in any way, shape, or form. Naruto has literally done everything throughout the entirety of this show for the village. You're telling me one time he's not allowed to pick something for himself in his son? You're telling me just one time this man can't say, no, I'm not doing this for the village.
And it makes him an enemy. Now, this is where I want to get back into their slaves of the moment, right? They seem to forget that when his dad was going through the same situation with the Chinchuriki, he put the Chinchuriki, not the Nine Tails, in his son.
And his son. So that's why I said, I was like, you have Hokage fights monster, monster gets sealed in son. Hokage fights monster, monster gets sealed in son.
Again,
Remember, Naruto was a threat as a Jinchuriki until he beat Pain. It wasn't until he saved these sorry fools in the village that they saw the benefit of having him around.
they
So
said,
now
oh, we
Boruto,
love Naruto.
yeah, now Boruto's in the same thing. Boruto's a threat. He's a threat to the nation. He's a threat to the village. We got to deal with him before something bad happens. Now, when you need him, this is what's going to happen. So this is what pushed my theory of what I believe is going to happen. Naruto is not going to let it happen. At the end of the day, Sasuke says he will take care of Boruto if he has to kill him. I don't think Sasuke will. I really don't. I think this will be the way. If you had to get rid of them, this is how you do it. I think Shikamaru is for the village. And he will get rid of Boruto and Kawaki. Because that's in line with his character. Asuma said protect the queen. Shikamaru took that on. Shikamaru hasn't let his eye off of Amato, Kawaki, or Boruto since he's understood this karma seal. He's not gonna take it. So Shikamaru's gonna find himself in a position of being like Danzo. So he's gonna say, "You pick your son. I'm picking the village." This is where they're gonna split.
Sheesh.
Gara, who should understand the most, is now gonna go. Well, what do I do? The Cloud. Now let's be realistic. The Cloud has always been cooperative, but they're also ready for war at any
Oh
moment.
yeah, oh yeah, they ready to move. Any chance they get, they're ready to move.
Yeah, that's like when they brought out that cannon in the movie and Kakashi looked over at the Raikage was like, I thought y'all didn't have nothing. And
Yeah.
he was like, oh, we always have something. The Cloud will be cooperative, but if stuff went down, they are 100% for themselves. The other two villages, them Kages, the Tsuchikage, they've been trying to find a reason to end. Peace can't last forever. This is what makes me believe this is how the nations is going to fight again. Is they already fear Boruto. Something's going to happen around the Chunin exams, and the villagers are going to be like, deal with them. Naruto's going to say no. They have mentioned numerous times, you ain't got Kurama. Sasuke ain't got a Rinnegan. If there's ever a moment to pull up, this is the time to do it. And somebody's going to try something. Somebody's going to try to pull an Orochimaru like he did on Lord Third and try to take care of Naruto and Sasuke. And
So
I would
so
not be.
here's a question then. Bala said, "Damn, I'm missing a lot in Boruto." Yes, you are, Roos. I didn't believe it until Vita put me on game a couple weeks ago, and I got out my own way and did it. So here's the question: who needs to die? Is question one. Question two, because you said this yourself, it's too cluttered right now. They got 3 Hokages that are alive right now: Kakashi, Naruto, and Tsunade. That's the first question. Second question is who is the threat that replaces Naruto or that replaces Boruto, because we had one that replaced Naruto during the Chunin exams in Orochimaru.
Okay. So this is where I am with it now. The very first scene of Boruto, Kawaki and him are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we're watching is supposed to lead up to that moment. We still haven't seen that moment. Everything we're watching is before that happens.
You think that's the Chunin exams?
So I don't think it's the tuning exams. I think we're gonna have to wait a little later because Kawaki doesn't have a karma mark.
Okay,
But
okay.
in that scene, Kawaki has a karma mark. Kawaki worships Naruto, so
Naruto,
he's
yeah.
not gonna kill him. So when he says, "I will send you to where I send Lord Seven," It's got to be a seal. Remember, technically, Kaguya isn't dead. She
Yeah.
was sealed away. She wasn't killed. Kawaki has a karma mark. Amato already said he could get Kawaki another karma mark. When they came back after they beat Ishiki, only thing Amato asked was, "How's Kawaki?" He has a plan with Kawaki, and he knows because he's seen both. So all of them said it. His karma seal progressed when he got with Boruto, because I think at the end of the day they said, "Oh, Tsuki's running pairs. One of them will put their seal on somebody, get fed to the ghetto tree, and resurrecting somebody else." I think Kawaki and Boruto are technically supposed to be partners, but to do that, the age of the shinobi would have to end. Boruto doesn't want to end it. Kawaki wants to end it. The manga has a couple characters the anime didn't add yet.
Mm-hmm.
Getting codes really just getting. They're supposed to be Ada and Damon. Those are two people who are still supposed to technically be in there. I think, and they said in the manga, not Jigen, Kashin Koji died, but they didn't kill him in the anime. He left, like he got out of there. So I think, and one of the theories that came, and I could really see it, is that Kawaki actually does leave the village and he gets up with Kashin Koji somehow.
Damn.
Because we all know, if we don't see you die in Naruto,
Yeah, you're
not
not dead.
dead. You're not dead. There's also, and I'm going off the information that is an absolute fact, and I'm kind of forming it around that. Amato in the manga has said that he has another cyborg like Kashin Koji that's made from a previous ninja from the Leaf Village.
Oh, I think they spoiled that already.
They never said who it was though, from
It's
as far as I know.
it's Jiraiya.
No, that's Kashin Koji.
So
Yeah,
there's Jiraiya, the Kashin Kojis, and then the
yeah.
other one is supposed to be
We
Orochimaru.
so that's the thing. Well, I don't know if it could be Orochimaru. Cause I'll send you the video I just saw of a dude saying that it could be Obito.
Oh.
So remember, Amato made Kashin Koji Jiraiya based
Mm-hmm.
off of information he got from the Leaf. When Kashin Koji had infiltrated the Leaf, he had got a scroll from data of old ninja. That's what he got. It was a scroll of data from old ninja. I think it's gonna be Fugaku, Sasuke's dad. I think that's who it is
Damn.
because when Kashin Koji was fighting, Naruto was like, "I feel like I know this guy." But Sasuke's like, "That's Jiraiya," but he didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you watch the anime, people pass fillers. Boruto and Sasuke went to the past and they ran into young Naruto and Jiraiya.
Mm-hmm.
And Jiraiya said, "Are you Sasuke from the future?" And Sasuke got shook. And he was like, "I think it's best for all of us if you erase our memory." And he did. And that's when they finally revealed that Kashin Koji was Jiraiya. That's the connection to Naruto. I think for Sasuke, it'll do something because Sarada earlier in the series said there's no other Uchiha. I think it would be too much to bring Itachi back. I think you just have to let that legend be who he is.
Yeah, I can't see them bringing back Itachi.
Shishui, because again, nobody physically saw his body die. They say Shishui can be hiding. They say Obito makes sense because since Sasuke's Rinnegan got poked out, Obito should come back because he has Kamui, he has a Sharingan. He knows, well, he will be a clone, and he is a clone because it's a clone. But I think if it's Sasuke's dad, because he had the ability to control the Nine Tails, I think it would give another aspect to Sasuke and to Sarada, because Sarada is going to be a big role in the story. She is. But man, I think if somebody has to die, it shouldn't be Sasuke or it shouldn't be Naruto. Neither one of them should die. You have to get rid of Kakashi or Tsunade.
I think for the sake of just getting rid of somebody without impact yet, it'll probably be Tsunade.
Yeah.
Because
And
just
that's
because
just getting rid
Kakashi,
of
I
the
think they're
oldest
gonna
person.
save. Yeah, I think Kakashi they're gonna save for like it's gonna be like a big impact. Like when we lost when Jiraiya died, it has to be that kind of arc in that kind of moment. that
So
propels everything
Kakashi's been
else.
around. Kakashi's been around a lot more than I thought he would be, because he's done like he was the one who tracked down Kashi and Koji. He was like he figured out everything, but he was a step late. But he was the one who figured all that out. He didn't know it was Jiraiya though, and I don't think any of them actually know besides Sasuke. Like, yo, that's Jiraiya. Like Sasuke was the only one who was like, yo, that's 100% Jiraiya. Everybody else was like, yo, he kind of looks familiar. Um, Kakashi's the one who figures it out, and I think if you get rid of Kakashi, it's going to affect Naruto. It's going to affect obviously everybody. That was one of the reasons why we said more people should have died in the war arc,
Hmm.
because like we talk about Rock Lee had his high moment early in the series, but he doesn't have an ability to go any higher.
Yeah.
My guy literally did what his dad said not to do unless you're willing to die for somebody, but you kept him alive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like imagine
Paula
like
says, should he skip the fillers or is it important?
so I tell people now, don't skip the fillers because they
It
always go back
gives you an
and
emotional
use
attachment.
something. Well, they always go back and they use something from them.
Yeah.
They always do. Like they always go back and they use something that was in the filler to be something that they want to work out later. Like Boruto and them.
Like the bridge builder in Naruto. They
Yeah,
came
the
back,
bridge
they looped
builder.
around him 3 or 4 times.
And for a lot of people who aren't connected, early in Boruto, they went to go do a mission where they was at the prison and a dude had a water prison jutsu that sealed you. But you wouldn't know what that is, that's referenced back from Naruto
Yeah.
and from one of his movies. Because a lot of people skip that. They was like, where this guy come from? Well, one, he was a whole movie was about this prison, and it was like one of them filler like ones. The fillers are so once you get to like episode 80-ish, there's really no filler because that's when Kishimoto takes back over and he's trying to fill up. But the first half of it, like bro, it's been technically 10 years. Like you gotta kind of catch up on who the kids are.
Yeah.
That's why it's dope that they brought back the tuning exams. Because
Yeah,
we
that's gonna
all
be
know,
crazy.
yeah.
That
We
that was
know,
really the start of Shippuden.
yeah, that's the
Is
start.
the exams.
Is the exams. We always know the exams is where something pops off and where people get developed.
And if we're gonna follow what happened in Shippuden, that's when Lord Third died.
Yep.
Towards the end of that whole arc. So you're looking
Yep.
at it and it's just like, damn, is this where we lose Tsunade? Is this where we lose Kakashi?
Yep.
Because Lord Third, he wasn't a small death like that. You lost the
Mm-mm.
whole ass Hokage of the whole village.
So remember, their situation was a little different. Was right now Shikamaru, because the village has been at peace, Shikamaru and Sakura are already in line to be the eighth Hokage.
Hmm.
But Shikamaru done said, I don't want to be Hokage, so it will be Sakura if something happened to Naruto. And then, but at that time when Lord Third died, remember he only went back to being Hokage because Minato died.
Yeah.
They had to go look for Tsunade because Jiraiya was like, "Nah, I'm not doing it." So I feel like where we are at in Boruto is where that was at there.
Hmm.
Hokage, like right now, what they're doing is they're setting up a lot of what's going to be played out for the rest of the series. Because
Yeah.
in that search for Tsunade arc, we learned what tail beasts were. We started to learn about people's bloodlines. We first heard about the Akatsuki and who they really were.
Yep.
And that became some of the people. So now I'm paying attention to every single name I hear. Because I'm like, this has to be somebody that's we're going to hear about.
All the other Jinchuriki started becoming a big staple in it. While I say he
Yeah.
was definitely the weakest Hokage too, though. Yeah, he was weak aside from his Reaper Death Seal.
So there's the one thing I think that's going to be different now more than anything is like the first tuning exams when Momoshiki took over, ninja tools were forbidden. Now you're allowed to have them, but you have to make them. So they're allowing ninja tools in this one. So for me, it makes me look at characters like Dinky, who's the smartest one in the class,
Hmm.
who can make whatever ninja tool he wants. Um, that there's this one girl, I can't remember her name right now, but she's like this cat girl, and she graded off as like the fastest one. You know what I'm saying? And like physical traits, she's there. As a ninja, she's not there. Like she's still learning. But like we remember, Sasuke with only his one eye couldn't keep up with how fast Rock Lee was. So like that little girl could mess around and like now, because we've been so focused on them, Kishimoto can literally do whatever with the kids he want because all he says that they've been doing during this time is training. So he
Yeah.
gets to level, yeah, he gets to level up all the the other ninja and the kids in whatever way he sees fit.
I just hope
But
they don't waste characters like Tamari during the tuning exam. There was like Shino got wasted. I think. Who else got wasted during?
Shino's so overlooked and at the exams. Shino, Lee, and Gara had no need to be at that exams because
Yeah,
they were head over
they
heels.
weren't gonna lose to anyone.
They were gonna lose to anyone. Shino broke the Genjutsu that Kabuto put under him. Shino put the bug on Sasuke that tracked where they was going. He was ahead of his time, bro. They just played him. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go back to the art, Shino was the one who caught Obito, even though Obito got out of it. Shino was the one who, like, his traits, they're not big, emphatic, sexy because he's just the best tracker that there is. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, he's smart. That's why I like how they gave him the role of being the teacher for the kids. Rock Lee. Now, there is one way that they said Rock Lee could be used, and that's if like Himawari was to ever decide to be a ninja with her Byakugan, because she's actually good at it, and Boruto isn't. That Rock Lee should train her because he was so close with Neji, and he trained with Neji on that every day. So if she ever became a ninja, I think Rock Lee should take the spot and hop in there and do that. But there's again like too many of the older characters have had their highest moment that they've had, and we don't know how that's gonna play out. But remember in the beginning, everybody had a different favorite character. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's what I think made the show so deep was we all connected with certain people at a different level. And that's what I'm hoping that they get to with this one.
Like as insignificant as Rock Lee was throughout the whole series after the tuning exams.
Yeah,
This fool's one clip and one fight against Gara gets played damn near more than any other Naruto clip
yeah,
out there
yeah. They
by
got him to keep
casual fans.
yeah.
So
And they got him to fight Kimimaru right when it was in the Sasuke retrieval arc
mhm.
with Drunk Lee. And again, that was another high moment with like, man, this is dope, this is dope. But then after that, Rock Lee just kind of fell to the
They tucked him
wayside.
away. Yeah, they tucked him away
Yeah,
like they did Guy.
yeah. And so, and that was one of the things they talked about. Like Kakashi was visibly shaken when he realized Guy was about to give his life. Like Kakashi, like in that scene, it's crazy because so much was happening to Kakashi in that whole war arc. Reunited with Obito, almost lost Mike Guy, and his emotions was everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Died.
And yeah,
He
and
died and
so
talked to his daddy. Like,
yeah, like he died in the pain arc. Like Kashi's been one of the most like he's been through it, bro. And you take like because there's no moment that you could have higher for Guy at this point, which also I don't think is a bad thing. I think people need to see, and I want to see how he does it. It's easy for people to die into chaos, but a lot of these people are gonna have to start to go when it's peaceful,
mm-hmm.
and I think
like
that's
like how
another way that I
Asuma
yeah
died. It was like little small mission.
yeah
Katsuki's there. You lose Asuma.
yeah. A lot of
Not
the stuff happened when we really didn't think it would.
yeah. I hope hopefully they give those characters those kind of deaths because like all the people that like the way Neji died that was whack. Like
Neji really was the wackest death.
in the war you died because you didn't move out the way, bro. Like
Yeah.
you really gonna give Neji that death?
That was really the wackest death. Neji could have went out 1,000 other ways.
Yeah.
That really was messed up.
But we gonna make this a staple. Anime talk going forward to close each episode. We're gonna talk about anime. That's what we love and that's what we do.
Yeah.
Talk about sports. We talk about anime.
Telling you, every
Any
Sunday
closing thoughts?
I have a rhythm because Boruto comes out every Sunday. I wake up, I go to work, and if I wake up early enough, I watch the episode before. If not, I watch the episode on my first break because right when I'm done with my first break, I turn it on and football games are on. So Sundays at work are a breeze. I go right from Boruto to the NFL, and I be cool. People be like, "Why you want to work Sundays?" I'd be like, "Because out of the 10 hours I'm here, I'm watching a TV show or football." I was like, "So I'm good." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they now watching it weekly is dope, and it's dope to be able to follow along and to kind of see what's going on. Code is gonna be crazy because
Cold.
Amato, yeah, Amato. So one thing I know is you don't mention something unless it's gonna be used, and they talk about code having limiters. Well, if you say code has limiters, this is where remember code has limiters. Naruto lost Kurama, Sasuke lost the Rinnegan. So now Kishimoto gets to say, well, just how strong is each of these characters?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know yet, but now he gets to write in, well, if I make Boruto stronger than his dad and Sasuke, then what's the use of them being like? He has to learn how to keep characters relevant enough. You know what I'm saying? And I think,
Hopefully this means, because we talked about this, Naruto still has the most chakra by far, even
yeah,
without Kurama. Hopefully
yeah,
this means he masters, six pass sage art even more so. I hope, because he didn't have to really tap into it before because he
no, he
had
didn't.
Kurama mode.
I think we're gonna see a lot of more ninja tool usage because Sasuke has been a proponent of telling Naruto and them. He's been like, "Hey, times are changing. You have to use the things that's at." He was like, "A ninja uses what's at his disposal, and not everything can be used for bad." And so I think Naruto and Sasuke will find themselves using a ninja tool to help out in these certain ways. And now we'll be able to see just where these things, because people forget ninja tools is a thing now, and people will be able to see just exactly what they can be able to use with that.
All right, man.
That's all, man.
That's the ending topic with anime. Any final thoughts? We close it out. Upload it
No
to
final
YouTube.
thoughts, man. Nah, well, no final thoughts. Well, we said enough. Got
Cool.
everything out. We're good to go.
Cool. Great episode. Week 19. Week 20 coming next week. Probably
Oh
gonna
yeah.
make it a little bit more special. We'll try to get more folks on here for you, but look for a different cadence coming in a couple weeks. Hopefully,
Yep.
we'll be able to have NFL on one day, NBA on another day, anime every
Yep.
day. Cream City Kickback coming in
Yep.
a few months. You see Las Vegas in the background, y'all.
November. Yep. Las Vegas, baby. We're ready to go.
Thanks for kicking it with us. We'll see y'all next week for episode 20.
20. Episode 20. Let's get it.
All right, y'all.
TTE.